Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another exciting episode of Hollywood After Dark. Tonight, we're going to be talking about one topic and one topic only, a response to the man known as Doomcock, who is complaining about the culture, which is just a dog whistle for the white people, and his response to potentially a black Rocketeer. All that and more right now. Hey, what's going on, everyone? How you guys doing? Welcome to the program tonight. It is going to be a spicy one. I didn't want to talk about Doomcock today, folks. I didn't want to talk about this absolute menace of a human being, this disgusting pile of what I can only imagine is just obese waste of space and time. A person who believes himself to be a culture warrior, all while trying to fundamentally undermine everything that culture stands for in his eyes. He wants people to go back to the way things used to be, which is an odd dog whistle for going back to what is generally a boomer take, wanting 1950s America, the white picket fence, 2.5 children, the women barefoot and pregnant in the kitchen, and the men at work doing manly things. Of course, if you've ever really seen a picture of him over there on Geeks and Gamers car video, you can probably tell the guy is single. So this is an interesting situation, folks. There is a new movie coming out, a new adaptation coming out of the Rocketeer, which, if you don't know what the Rocketeer was, it's a good movie. It's a good movie. It's a 1991 Disney movie based upon an like a 1980s graphic novel. And they turned it into a movie. The movie made $47 million worldwide on a pretty decent budget for back in the day. And it's going on to become a bit of a cult favorite, right? So just the other day, it came out that they're going to be doing an updated version of it. They're going to be doing a new version of it. That's not a new movie. It's a sequel. It's a continuation. And it's actually the second continuation of The Rocketeer since its release 30 years ago. Because, in 30 years, they've only really tried to go after it recently. But what we have here is this report coming in from Deadline. Says here that, what is this here? The Rocketeer making a comeback on Disney Plus with David Oyelowo. I'm probably mispronouncing that, and I apologize. Producing and circling to star Ed Rickort penning. Now, David here is on the left. If you've seen movies like The Cloverfield Paradox, you recognize him. He also was the voice of Callus in Star Wars Rebels. And that's a pretty funny clip of him trying to explain, like when he has to explain to people that he plays a white guy in Star Wars Rebels. Like, they don't believe him at first, but it's true. He does. He's also a fantastically gifted actor, and one that I think would be awesome to wait and see what's going to be going on here. So they're working on a new concept. It says here that Disney is reviving a cult classic favorite, The Rocketeer, with a new Disney Plus movie titled Return of the Rocketeer. And David and Jessica Oyelowo, again, I think that's how you pronounce it, are producing under their Yoruba Saxton banner. The project, written by Ed Rickort, will possibly be a starring project for the Selma actor. The original movie, released back in 91, was directed by Joe Johnson and adapted from a Dave Stevens graphic novel. In that film, which made close to $47 million, as I previously said, it was a fan fave for the studio, and it's all about a young pilot who stumbles onto a prototype jetpack that allows him to become a high-flying masked hero. It was a superhero move, or a superhero movie, before we were kind of living in the age of superhero movies. And it's a very interesting situation overall, because the story here says it will have an all-new creative directive, with Rickort's story focusing on a retired Tuskegee Airman who takes up the mantle of the Rocketeer. Now, for some people out there, this is a problem. For some people out there, this is just another attempt at Disney to attack our culture and the history of pop culture. It's just whatever. It's a dog whistle. It's absolutely ridiculous. But it turns out that they actually kind of redid the show here. And I just want to touch upon this right off the bat, give you guys some context about this because it is brought up a little bit. So the Rocketeer TV series came out to 2019, had one season on Disney Junior. And then it did, I think, 20 some odd episodes. And then it was canceled after one season. So it says here that it's an American computer animated children's television series. And it's based on the comic book superhero of the same name by Dave Stevens and the 91 film. It focuses on Catherine Kit Secord, a 7-year-old girl who receives the family jetpack for her 7th birthday. The series is aimed for ages 2 to 5. 2 to 5. All right, not the PG-13 rated 1991 movie. All right, like not, you know, I mean, look, this one here, 1991 period superhero film from Walt Disney Pictures. Right, I think it's PG maybe, but either way, it's not necessarily like aimed at 2 to 5 crowd. So this is what they wanted to do with it. So in the town of Hughesville, 7 years, keep in mind, Howard Hughes was in The Rocketeer, so this is just a continuation of that. The man got his own show, got his own town. 7-year-old Kit Secord learns she's secretly next in line to become the Rocketeer, a jetpack-wearing superhero who can fly. Armed with her cool new gear and secret identity, she takes to the skies to protect Hughesville and its residents from danger. Assisting her on her heroic adventures are her best friend Tesh, a bulldog sidekick Butch, and an airplane mechanic grandfather, Ambrose Secord. Now, here's the thing. Ambrose Secord here, all right, if you come up here and you look at just like the, who is the characters over on this, all right, you get an idea here. Okay, so you got, where the hell is he at? I don't see it there for some reason. But you've got Kit and her dad, Dave, and Ambrose is her grandfather. And Ambrose is the son of the Rocketeer. He's the son of the Rocketeer. And then his dad, you know, his son, Dave Secord, is actually voiced in the show by Billy Campbell himself, who was the Rocketeer. So it's kind of funny how that works out, right? It's kind of funny how they've taken the concept of the show and they didn't remake it. They didn't redesign it. They took it in a childlike direction, but they aimed it at a crowd that was, 2 to 5, who could maybe watch with their parents, who would maybe remember the 1991 film. But at the end of the day, it's a continuation of the story. Now, here's something to consider here, and something that I think is going to be a little bit on the back end. Maybe Doomcock's not going to want to go as far as I think he's thinking in his mind. But you see here, Dave is white. Serena Secord, his wife, is Lebanese, which means that Kit here is actually half Lebanese, half American. Or half white, not half American, half Lebanese, half white. And so that, of course, is the issue. Right, half Lebanese, half white. So she is a kid who's, she is multicultural. The show is aimed at telling the story about a family, a little girl, who becomes the new Rocketeer. It's a kid show. This isn't indoctrination. This isn't multiculturalism. Sure, she has a multicultural background, but you know what? Thumbing through some of the episodes, that didn't really play a major part in anything that I saw. So to make the argument that the children are being indoctrinated, that the children are being indoctrinated. I don't believe this man has children. I don't believe that this man, Doomcock, actually has kids. I don't think he's ever been around them, legally or otherwise. Who knows? Maybe he's, given the mask he wears in public, maybe he does drive a windowless van. Maybe it's save pop culture written on the side, and he plays an old 80s jingle to attract, I don't know, the youth. But either way, the show exists. Well, it did exist. It was canceled unceremoniously, from what I read. And I believe the reason why it was canceled has a lot to do with the fact that it was on Disney Junior, and a lot of shows last year on Disney Junior and Disney XD were both canceled. So I do believe that that has something to do with it, with just Disney kind of cleaning house and trying to move a lot more of their properties over towards Disney Plus. Hold on. Okay. Sorry. And so that's kind of what things going on here. So what we have is we have this particular video from Doomcock here that is, it's pretty wild. It's pretty wild. And I know that he is live right now. And he is talking about, Kathleen Kennedy and everything else and whatever they're doing. I tuned in for a hot second and I heard this one guy, Mexican Iron Man, legitimately claim, with no pushback from anybody in the audience, that, that Disney is buying up all the seats for Shang-Chi. That old line that they like to put. The same thing they said for Captain Marvel. The same thing they've said for other movies. Everything they say is a lie. Everything they do is a grift. It does require more people to call it out, I believe. North Star here saying, yes, cartoon for 2-year-olds was woke. I know. It's crazy, right? It's absolutely crazy that is a situation that we've got to ultimately watch kind of play out. It's kind of redonkulous in general. But it is what it is. They believe this kind of stuff and they want to believe this kind of stuff. Make no mistake. Make no mistake about it. This is the kind of stuff that these people want to believe because they are literally that kind of grifter. Phoenix Nightflame here says, if they are buying up tickets for Shang-Chi, then where is my rebate for my $17 ticket? Exactly. Venomous Prime here says, Doomcock at this point is looking for things to complain about. Yeah, 100% man. 100%. All they want to do is just complain about things because that's all they've got. And for some reason, a lot of people really, really want to believe them. I've been noticing this as I start to criticize them more. There's all these new accounts on Twitter, at least these brand new accounts that kind of come at me. There's people on YouTube. I've gotten a couple blanket threats levied at me, people bringing up shit from 3 years ago, but Matt, you did this and we can still come after you for it. It's like, what are you going to do? Huh? What are you going to do? You're going to do nothing. You're not going to do a thing. You're not going to do anything because it's all ridiculously stupid. It's all just ridiculously stupid. That's it. They got nothing. And so, but again, no one out there wants to ever truly call this out. At least anyone on their side. That's true here. So AJ says, if they're buying all the tickets, then they are not making any money. Well, here's the thing with that. They wouldn't make any money, but they would lose very little, to be fair. So that's kind of how it works. That's kind of how it works there. So this is his video. We're going to go through it. I've skimmed through it. It was pretty oofy for a while. We'll have to, let's just get through this thing. And then maybe we'll talk about,
greetings, my friends. I want to thank you all for subscribing. I want to thank all of my channel members for supporting me in this endeavor to save pop culture. And if you are not subscribed, please consider supporting this channel. We need you. Thank you.
I cannot recommend that action. That is proven at this point to be nothing more than access to lies.
Okay. I've got to try and calm down before I make this video. I have just learned that once again, Disney is ruining things that I loved in the past in order to go ahead and make new consumer product for the future.
So Disney is destroying things he loved in the past. Disney is coming out and they are finding old copies of The Rocketeer. They are finding all copies of this movie, every poster, every merch, every fan-made cosplay. They are finding everything they possibly can in order to make sure that that this movie is unavailable under any metric, that you are not able to find it, that it doesn't exist, that it is simply a figment of your imagination, one you wake up from a cold sweat with every night and you ask yourself why. Where is The Rocketeer? Why did Disney destroy it? Why did this happen? You ask yourself these questions, and then you head over to Disney Plus, where you can watch both The Rocketeer and the one season of the Rocketeer animated series. Because, you know, right? You can go and watch it right now. They're destroying something that's readily available on streaming service. It's like $8 a month. My God, folks. The horror. The absolute horror. It's terrible. I know Music Man here says he actually sounds angry from what this is him relatively unhinged. This is him, like, this isn't pre-recorded. This isn't pre-written. This is scripted. Or this isn't scripted, I should say. This is something that's just a free flow, and he does that, right? So there you go on that one. He looks really stupid here. All right, we got real quick. I just want to get to this one. Your command says, "It's my birthday tomorrow. Can you react to the Eternal War phase?" Yeah, we will, man. Thank you. We'll do it later on. Joining me here in the conversation is Mad Max the Mandalorian.
I'm sorry I'm late. I tried to end it, but with the full panel, it's hard. But thanks for have given us Hollywood After Dark on a Sunday. Appreciate it, man. And this is news to me. I did not. This is a fresh reaction from me, so I might go mad as hell.
Oh yeah, no. This is. Are you aware of the young aged 2 to 5 show for the Rocketeer?
No.
Are you aware of that show? We talked about it just beforehand. Essentially, it's the main character, his great granddaughter is becomes the new Rocketeer for a Disney animated show for kids aged 2 to 5. There you go.
He's complaining about a kid show.
Well, that's part of this, but the Rocketeer is being continued. It's not being remade. It's not getting, race swapped, or it's not getting whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It is literally just existing.
Well, this is the same thing these usual suspects do, is they complain about supplemental, not like canonical storyline, like not the main storyline. So this is basically a kid's show that he's complaining about, acting like it's the end of the world.
Well, yeah, look, you've got resident Doomcock ball washer, Sir Philip of Wetherhamshire here, saying blackwashing is a huge problem in Hollywood now. Virtually everything getting made has blackwashing. It's more rampant than whitewashing ever was. The list is extensive, but it's a one-way street scenario.
That whole term is bullshit, man. That whole term
it's a dog
is
whistle.
Yeah, because you're ignoring the context of Hollywood and how much whitewashing is a problem. Even recent whitewashing, you know how the typical usual suspects like to say, "Oh, we've progressed now enough. These people are just whiny babies." Whiny babies saying they want representation. When you look at how much look at the first Avatar, the first live action Avatar was whitewashed. There's all kind of whitewashings until recent years. And be consistent, bro. You didn't care when it was minorities being whitewashed, but now you can't get enough of complaining.
But don't you know, Max?
Bullshit.
Don't you know?
Bullshit. Be consistent, bastard. Sorry.
There's no consistency here. As soon as I saw that article pop up the other day, I'm like, oh man.
No, I mean, this is what I want to tell these Karens. If you really cared now, you would cared when Avatar came out, but you don't care when it's the opposite end.
But
only
Max,
care when
they didn't have YouTube channels in 2010. The summer of 2010, when Avatar: The Last Airbender came to theaters, they did not have a YouTube channel. The movie that made $70 million in its opening weekend, and actually,
I did see it right away.
I saw it when it came out. I've never seen the show. Anyway, I was.
Wait a second! Stop Hollywood After Dark right now.
No. We're not. No, we're not. I've already had this discussion on the show. We're not going down that path right now. We can get to it later. I don't want to get distracted.
I'm just kidding.
Too much. Gayley here with $2. Sorry, I missed this, man. Says, "Sup, Matt? You still owe me that call in. We'll figure it out, man. Maybe later on tonight." And then Command Unit, I did miss this one here. Going to be a daily dose or two. We're going to get to that one you asked because it's your birthday, but that will be towards the end of the stream. Anyway, look, here's the thing with all this, right? We all know here that anything that is not white male centric is a problem for Doomcock, and that's just the reality of it. That for some reason, like the fandom menace has largely moved away from Doomcock.
So under the dickhead, there's not a really diverse person then. That's what you're saying.
No, he's pretty white and male.
White bro. It's just another white bro.
He's pretty white and male, yeah. And he looks like he's kind of rotund. As a rotund American, I can say that. Okay, I have the ability to say that. But anyway, let's go on. We're only a few seconds into this thing, and it's already going to get annoying.
just learned, because I've not been on Twitter for a bit because, well,
You got
I'm
kicked
very
out.
busy with some real life stuff.
I don't
is
believe
really-
that.
Yeah, we know Gil. We know Gil. Apparently, you're working on some real life stuff.
BitChute?
What?
What?
Another BitChute video there, buddy? That was going on here? Is that what's going on? All right.
Pressing me and distracting me and eating up a lot of my time.
Oh, it's the Kathleen Kennedy thing because he can't stop talking about it or crying about it. That's what it is. That's what it boils down to. It's the Kathleen Kennedy bit. I can't live my life with Kathleen Kennedy in charge. This hoagie will not eat itself. Because, like, he's a big fella. He eats his feelings. I get it. I get it. Honestly, my honest advice for Doomcock, Commandant Gil, whatever his name is, maybe go see a therapist, right? Find out what's wrong with you. Work on yourself there, buddy. Take off the mask. Lose that apparent golden throne on your noggin. Take it off and be free. And finally live the life the best way for you, which is probably going to be, I don't know, Rachel Dolezal or something. All right, let's go.
But then when I go on Twitter, what do I find? I find a notice that Disney Plus is essentially rebooting The Rocketeer and making it, guess what? Surprise, 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 woke.
So my favorite thing about this is essentially anything that gives a black person or a woman or a minority or a person of color agency is considered woke.
Well, I mean, that's equal opportunity across, business has been doing it. Hollywood is starting to do it now too. Do they do it as a virtue signal? Probably in some cases, yeah. But, listen, I'm not like, I mean, if this is live, this is not a cartoon or live action?
No, it's live action. It's live action.
Okay. I'm not like about time or anything. I'm not like that woke, but I'm just like, okay, let me see what you got. That's all.
Yeah. Show me what you got.
It's a small inconvenience for original fans to say, you know what, something's changed. Let's see how they do it. That's all.
Yeah, I mean that's really like you have to just wait for something to come out before you can determine whether or not it's woke.
And if you immediately judge something based on the color of the book, you're a prejudiced a-hole. So I think we all have to progress at some point and not be regressive douchebags like the penis head. We have to progress a little bit and just expect this is going to be an entertainment. And it's just a small inconvenience. Like real men don't cry about women or minorities being cast. Even if they're not 100% for it, they just accept it and move on and not caring out on the internet. Right?
Yeah.
Even if you're not like 100%, I kind of like the way they're, I mean, I'm up for it. Now this casting, I recognize this one actor on the left. I don't know where I've seen him from.
He was in like Cloverfield Paradox. He was in Selma. He's been in a bunch of other movies.
Okay. So he's a very proficient actor. I know that.
Yeah.
And I like The Rocketeer. Do I think he has to stay white? I don't know. I'm up for it. That's all. I'm not going to whine about. That's the difference between real men and beta boys. Are you going to cry about minorities and women being cast and carrying out? That's the difference. Even if you're like not for it, are you going to cry about it?
Well, obviously, this whole video is crying, right? Mm-hmm. This whole video is crying. I don't normally do reaction videos. You know that. Like I don't normally respond. But it's one of those things where I'm coming to realize that we have no choice but to call this out. Whether or not, look, I don't care if you agree with it or you don't agree with it. I really don't. All right, it's going to get made with or without you complaining. Mm-hmm. But what I dislike is this commentary on we have to protect the culture, because we know what that is. The culture crowd is all a dog whistle. It's all it is.
Well, that's the replacement theory. You know how they say, "Oh my God, Matt, when I went away for the weekend, there was get CRT out of schools everywhere in yards." And I'm like, "What is that? CRT television?" No, do you know what that is?
Yeah, it's critical race theory.
Right,
it's something that doesn't exist in elementary schools.
But it was in every single yard when I went on vacation.
That's a paid thing right there is what that is. I see that in neighborhoods all the time when I do delivery. Like it's probably like a lot of people don't know what they're mad about. And this is the thing. This is the thing too.
Well, my mom was like, what's that? I'm like, it's something that's not really happening, that they're just carrying out.
Hold on here. Fourth says, are you going to apologize to Tyrone Magnus for doing reaction videos? No, because I'm actually talking over them this time, and I'm not just staring at it. I'm not just staring at it intently. There's a difference there, buddy, but I appreciate you trying. All right, let's keep going.
Just what we needed. A woke Rocketeer, ladies and gentlemen, a woke Rocketeer. Deadline says here in an article by Anthony de Alessandro, the Rocketeer making a comeback on Disney Plus with David Oyelowo producing and circling
again,
the
they
star.
always mispronounce the name on purpose.
Well, to be fair, no,
I know, but like, mockingly though,
he didn't. I think he was legitimately trying to pronounce it. I do.
I
have trouble pronouncing that. Like there are some names I'm like Denny. The guy did Doom.
Do you see the difference though between someone that is genuinely organically mispronouncing a name and then what these the FNW does is mispronounce it on purpose to make it a joke? Like, I'm not even trying.
No, I know. I heard like Gary do the whole see me Liu thing, whatever. I heard that. Yeah.
Right. So that's exactly what I think was happening there. I don't think that was organically mispronouncing. I think he was again mocking a minority's name because it's not what he's used to.
Yeah. Well, Shogun here says, thank you, man, by the way. Oyelowo, again, I think I'm mispronouncing that. Even played a pilot in Red Tails, which was all about Tuskegee Airmen. This Rocketeer could be like a cool sequel to that, sort of. Well, I mean, look, I did recently buy Red Tails on Blu-ray. I found it for $4. And I do believe that was distributed through 20th Century Fox, which would now make it a technical Disney film. And George Lucas did make it through Lucasfilm. So it would be also a Lucas-owned movie. So I would say at this point that it's entirely possible that this could be a sequel to Red Tails, which would all of a sudden put Red Tails in canon with Rocketeer.
I want to watch it. I didn't.
Which doesn't. No. No, you're good. The movie's not good. The movie's not good at all.
I bought it on Steelbook and I didn't watch it yet.
It's not. So it's not a good movie. Is it on? Let me see here. Is it on? Yes. Red Tails is currently on Disney Plus.
Okay.
It is currently. I might have to give that a watch again. That movie. It's not a terrible movie. Like, I love the story, but like some of the acting is really bad, and there's a few things.
Is it the battle sequence is really good because George?
The battle sequences are pretty cool. Yeah. But there's a scene of the movie where like the main like cocky pilot is like flying low over this Italian village.
Okay.
No,
but
like
watch it yet. Yeah.
Yeah, no, but it's not spoiling anything. He just looks down and he sees a woman and like they lock eyes, and like it's this scene where they just lock eyes, and you're like, but that plane is going really fast and she's standing still on a rooftop. Okay, it's just the whole thing. It's a weird. Anyway, okay, real quick here. Phoenix Nightflame says CRT is only taught in colleges and mainly in master's programs, so people have to choose to be taught it. This isn't being forced on people.
Well, someone else in the chat said it's
he played the cocky pilot. He did. It's been so long since I've seen that movie.
Well, other person in the chat was talking about CRT. If it's actually being taught to kids in kindergarten, that's a different story. But show me the proof of that, because
there's no proof of it.
It's being used as fear mongering to get people clutching their pearls.
It's all look. It's all a talking point for the 2020 midterm elections. It's all
show me a teacher that's teaching this to children that don't
they'll say, look, what it is they'll say things like, look, this teacher in San Francisco is telling her kids to pledge allegiance to the pride flag, which is not what happened at all. But she was putting it on the internet, and she was making kind of a joke about it, and that got her suspended pending an investigation. And some people have said, see, she's teaching critical race theory to her kids. It's not the same thing at all. It's conflation after conflation after conflation, which is exactly what this video does. So let's keep it going.
Rycourt penning. So, of course, you can see that our friend David Oyelowo is indeed a man of color, and he is looking to play the Rocketeer.
Oh my
Exclusive.
God.
Disney is reviving a cult classic favorite, The Rocketeer, with a new Disney Plus movie titled The
I know. The way he said that there was like he hesitated. a black guy is playing what? No, what? Not a black guy, you guys. Anyway, let's keep going.
Return of the Rocketeer, David and Jessica Oyelowo are producing under their Yoruba Saxon banner.
You're so wrong,
the
Matt.
project, written by Ed Ricourt, will also be
okay,
a possible starring project for the Selma actor. Well, isn't that special? It doesn't matter that Dave Stevens, the creator of the Rocketeer, is dead and in the ground, that they're going to go ahead and now completely adulterate this wonderful tale that Dave Stevens poured his life's blood into all those many years ago. It is a classic, folks. It's not a cult classic, it's a classic. It had a great score by James Horner. It was an epic, fantastic superhero movie, one of my favorite superhero movies. It was just the right tone of
See, he's so trying to go back and reminisce, you know, if you listen, he has it, you can tell he has he's trying to remember, but he's got like a list. He's like, all right, we're checking these boxes. It's got a great score from Horner, which it did.
You know everyone's been talking about Rocketeer recently, so.
Yeah. That's the whole thing. I don't know the politics of Dave, right? I don't know the politics of this guy at all. I just know that he made this thing and some people liked it and some people didn't. Let me see if I can find something here on this guy. All right.
I saw the Rocketeer before it was released in theaters.
Oh, really?
My aunt got I don't remember where she worked, but she got like promo tickets. So we all went ahead of time, like a screener.
Yeah.
I was so excited. We took the whole family, and most of my families that was with us, like a lot of them have passed on since now. So it's a good memory, but she got tickets to that and it was really cool. And I love the style of it, the helmet and the outfit. It's great. So
nice.
I'm looking forward to come back.
So I'm looking forward. So looking at this here, Dave Stevens, the writer, the creator of the Rocketeer, actually did work on. He did storyboards for Raiders of the Lost Ark as well as Michael Jackson's Thriller.
Mm-hmm.
So he worked on Hanna-Barbera animated shows, as well as the Godzilla Power Hour, which is a show I did not know existed, and now I need to see. But he did a lot in animation, and so he based the story of the Rocketeer on the old Pulp Fiction novels from the 30s. Stuff like Doc Savage and The Shadow. This is what he really wanted to base it off of. And, you got Cliff Secord, who finds a mysterious rocket pack and everything. I mean, look, it was a successful comic. So here's my question. Did Doomcock here, did he read the comic? Because I didn't read the comic. I saw the movie. I never read the comic though. So it was released in 1982. That was the year I was born. So clearly I never read it, but obviously people liked it enough to go and work on it. And by the way, there's also been new Rocketeer comic books that have come out called The Rocketeer Adventures, which was released quarterly through IDW back in 2012.
Mm-hmm.
So they've done, and they did more 2011 and also 2012. And even 2013 had more. So they've been putting out Rocketeer comic books for a number of years in different through that. You know what I mean? So where is Doomcock here when talking about this, right? But here's the funny thing though, is the Rocketeer was actually sold back in 1985 to Walt Disney. Back in 1985 when they sold the rights, and because of the success of Batman. They wanted to rush this movie to get greenlit because they wanted similar properties. That's probably why we saw The Shadow. It's probably why we saw Rocketeer. Why we probably got the Phantom. Why we got a whole bunch of other kind of pulpy style comic book movie entities back in the day was a big part of that. And so that's kind of the whole thing. It's just, I'm just saying, it's like, there's a lot there. So where is this guy been? I don't know what his politics are, but I can tell you that about Doomcock coming out saying, I love the movie as a kid. Yeah. But what did you know its history? Did you know where it came from? Did you know anything else about it? I'm learning this all right now. And you know what? It's fascinating stuff. It's fascinating stuff. So let's go back into it here.
Sentiment, of patriotism, of heroism, of all those old-fashioned virtues that Hollywood now despises, oddly
Well, why
enough.
can't why can't a
there
black
it
person
was.
be patriotic? I don't know. I don't understand his point there. Patriotism, or no?
Because in Antarctica, Max, there are no black people. This is where Doomcock hangs out the rest of the time. You know, when he's chilling in Antarctica with his black sun ladies. You know, yeah, I know, it's all terrible.
The Rocketeer, it was absolutely fantastic. And they're going to go ahead and ruin it. According to this article, the original movie, released in 1991, was directed by Joe Johnston and adapted from Dave Stevens' graphic novel. In that film, which made close to $47 million at the domestic box office and became a fan fave for the studio, a young pilot stumbles onto a prototype jetpack that allows him to become a high-flying masked hero. Well, kiss all of that goodbye, folks. Kiss all of that goodbye.
No,
Now
the
it's
only
gonna
thing
be-
he knows for sure is the one thing he's not going to be white. That's how do you know that's going to kiss everything goodbye? You're extremely prejudiced. Extremely prejudiced.
I know, it's weird, isn't it? It's very odd. It's like kiss all of it goodbye.
Kiss all of that goodbye.
But does he give an explanation? Does he give
one thing? No.
I want to know. I want to know.
Accusation, no explanation. Accusation, no explanation.
Yeah. So according to rule of 2 here, it says here that it was also produced by George Lucas.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. I mean, like, you know, obviously, this is coping. You know, there's a reason why I've been calling him Doomcope. If you guys, I don't know if anyone here saw my little TikTok or video that I put out yesterday. If you haven't seen that one, it's floating around on the channel. It's a YouTube short, but this is Doomcope and Kathy Kennedy rocking them shades. So that's all good. Anyway, oops, wrong. God damn it. There we go. All right, let's keep.
I
going.
noticed your logo looks like a hub, a logo.
A little bit. Although I misspelled HWAD. Yeah, I know. I screwed that one up. But let's see if he explains. I want to see if he explains things.
The Return of the Rocketeer with an all-new creative directive with Rick Court's story focusing on a retired Tuskegee Airman, of course, what else, who takes up the Rocketeer man.
Wait, hold on. How utterly fucking dismissive was that? Of course. Like,
that's great. That makes it a lot better. A retired Tuskegee Airman. That's amazing. You asshole. Oh my goodness. Didn't like, isn't it known in history? You know, by the way, these are the kind of, the audience that eats this up are the kind of audience that was coming at me all last week trying to say that McCarthy was right. So, you know, can kind of tell. Didn't that just sell it to you there when he said that? Because we were talking about, someone in the chat was saying Red Tails and Tuskegee Airmen.
Well, because I had said that earlier before you got here. Talking about, because that article I'd already looked at just to give context.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, the Tuskegee
That's amazing.
Airmen. Yeah, that's a cool. It's the thing. It's Tuskegee Airmen is a great story. Right. It is an absolutely great story that needs to be known more. Like that's what sucks about Red Tails being as bad as it was, is because it's like, damn it, that would have been really good for people. But maybe it's gotten better a decade on. I need to go back and watch it again. But the thing is, it's like, look, having it be about a former World War II fighter pilot who felt that he was the underdog, that he needed to prove himself, because that was a lot of what happened with the Tuskegee Airmen.
And if you really want to know how hard it has been for minorities, and then they like to say, oh no, black people were never in films before. Yet, but through a white man's lens. Even George Lucas had issues getting Red Tails made.
Yeah, and it was he spent $40 million.
Remember, he said, I had issues getting this made. It took him a while. It's a film he always wanted to do, and it's still a white director talking about Tuskegee Airmen, where now we're starting to see representation in front of, on film and behind the camera too. You know, but people like to say they're being hyperbolic that it's a new age for representation. Tuskegee, you know, Red Tails.
Well, just to quickly correct you, Anthony Hemingway was the director of Red Tails. Anthony Hemingway
Oh,
is
he
African American.
produced it. Oh, okay.
George Lucas produced it. It was his ideas, so
okay.
he wanted to tell.
Sorry, I made a mistake.
Yeah. No, it's okay.
But
I just want to correct you on that one, but yeah.
So that is better. That is better. My bad.
Totally,
My
totally,
bad.
yeah.
That is better. That is. I didn't know that. I didn't watch. I remember saying. I remember watching an interview. George Lucas saying he had a hard time making it, and he always wanted to do it. I didn't realize he produced it, not directed. That's on me. My bad.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I get that.
That makes it more. I want to watch it now.
I want it to be good before, I'm just saying it's like, there's no point of getting mad at something until you actually have seen it to some extent.
Mantle.
Let's see.
So this is just absolutely wonderful, isn't it? Okay, let's drill down into this. So we can no longer simply have shows that we enjoy. No. It has to be politicized. Everything has to be political. Everything has to be woke. Everything has to be a platform to talk about social change and racism, blah, 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 blah. We can't simply enjoy a TV show or a movie anymore.
I mean,
he doesn't want to have to think about his own racism. He doesn't.
I got to give it up to Kamachia here. He says, got to give Doom Penis credit for going this long without saying the N-word that he so desperately wants to say. You know what? I don't disagree with you on that. And the thing is, this is it's an unscripted rant, but if he did drop it at any point in time, he could easily cut it out. So, if it would have slipped in there, if it would have slipped out, that would have been amazing. But real quick on Red Tails here, Andrew here says Lucas wanted Samuel L. Jackson to direct it. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Just as a quick note for the super chats that are coming in, I appreciate that. The stuff not related to the topic I'm going to get to after. It's just because I want to keep it on point. So thank you guys very much. I understand. We got a lot of stuff there. All right. So, Kamachi here says, holy dumb fuck. He's literally doing the two genders, male and political meme. Yeah, he totally is. He totally is. This guy, this is full mask off. This is, but what about the whites? This is Tucker Carlson for pop culture. And no one in his audience is, I'm sorry, smart enough to get it.
Even though their subscribers aren't declining, their views are. So this is why Gary's jumped the shark and he's gone more political, more than usual. And that's why he's jumping the shark now too.
Hold on here. Philip here says everything, but he's right. Everything does get politicized. Does it get politicized? Really?
Yeah, by them.
Because I paid. I'll give you guys a prime example of this, right? So back in 2015, remember Mad Max Fury Road? Mm-hmm. All right. So the movie came out, and George Miller had said that they spoke with the woman who did the vagina monologues as a coach to come in and talk with the actresses who were going to be playing the brides, as a way to teach them about what it would mean to basically be subservient, to be slaves. And you're like, well, what would the woman who did the vagina monologues have to do with that? Well, she's an avowed feminist. And she had also spent time working with Somali women who had been captured and turned into sex slaves. So she was giving that perspective of like things to keep in mind to help better kind of exemplify this for this story. So headlines broke that Mad Max Fury Road, which is traditionally a testosterone-filled, extravaganza of violence, was now a feminist production, and that George Miller had effectively cucked himself and whatnot. So the thing with that is that you had the culture war came to it. They were talking about it. They're battling over it as always. And they started saying that men's rights activists were going to boycott the movie because it had a feminist agenda. That was something they were trying to put out there. That this was running rampant through left-leaning blogs, blue check marks on Twitter. And looking into it a bit more, it was not men's rights activists. It was actually a guy by the name of Matt Forney who wrote for a website called returnofkings.com. Returnofkings.com is a website that was created by a guy named Roosh V, and he is effectively like the king of the online incels. This dude is nuts. Absolutely nuts, dude. He is insane. Full on pickup artist, insane, all that shit. They said on their website in the about section of Return of Kings that they hate men's rights activists because they don't agree with that shit, right? Because they think the MRAs are all pussies and they all have just like sad bleeding men vaginas is a terminology that they would use. So the media picked up on trying to say that it was the men's rights activists that were trying to do a boycott, when in really it was put forward by pickup artists and incel types. So again, this kind of stuff gets politicized, but oftentimes it ends up being put out there in a way that is like the worst game of telephone on the planet, with nobody doing the basic fact checking of following it through to its origin. That is the whole point. So when it's like you got people like Mr. H Reviews, who comes across a potential leak for No Time to Die on 4chan that suggests that James Bond might have a kid. Don't know if it's true or not. He goes out there and says James Bond went woke, because in this movie, Bond isn't Bond. Bond is pussified. Bond has a kid. So that's the whole point. It's like the politicization comes from opinion.
Yeah.
Sir Philip of Wetherhamshire. The politicization comes from people like Doomcock, who take everything and they run with it like they're the town crier saying, the wokies are coming, the wokies are coming, when all they are Chicken fucking Little. That's it. Over and over and over again. Chicken Little. But they politicize it, and then they blame themselves. Then they say that them being the victim. That's what they fucking do, right? What's this whole thing here? Oh, they're making it political. You don't know the story. A Tuskegee Airman is going to get the jetpack and become a hero. Oh my God. The audacity of a black man becoming a hero. Holy shit, Max. We're all fucked. He says sarcastically. You know what I mean?
Any reasonable person would hear that story point, like, okay, let me see what you got. That's interesting.
I just say it's ridiculous. It's nonsense. And people go, well, you're just going to get woke. It's not being woke. I haven't seen the movie yet. I want to see it. I want to know what they're going to do with it. Are you kidding me? More Rocketeer is a good thing.
Yeah.
If it's going to be a badass story and like a lot of action, and you know what? I might give it to me. Is it going to take place in the 1950s when they're dealing with a lot more segregation and Jim Crow laws and things like that?
Oh,
probably. And you know what? Hey man, listen, that's fine. That's absolutely fine. I'm going to tell you this right now, whether or not a white guy or a black guy plays the Rocketeer, the villain is going to be white. The villain's going to be white. It doesn't matter who. It could be a woman playing the main role. It could be whatever. It's going to be a white dude as a bad guy. So, you know what? Like, where's the outrage over that? Oh, wait, don't give me any fucking ideas. Now McLeod here makes a great point. And he says here that, as Arsenio Hall once said on The Daily Show, everything is political. It always has been. It's only conversations and issues that change with each decade. And he's got a great point. I love Arsenio Hall. He's got a great point on that one. And that's the whole thing.
I didn't watch Coming to America 2 yet.
I haven't either, because I want to. I know I need to. It's just, I need to watch.
That's the only thing that he's done recently, I think.
Hold on here. So Rational Skeptic here says it goes both ways sometimes. The fans of Ghostbusters 2016 are upset at Ghostbusters Afterlife because it ignores the 2016 version. Well, the 2016 version, you can argue that it was that bad, but you can argue that it was politicized, but it was politicized by the creators. That is one of those that is one of those examples where the fandom menace would actually have.
It wasn't like a deep agenda though. It was
it was
trying to recreate what he did with what was that big movie he did before, that comedy?
That was the one he did before was Spy.
No, the one
you're thinking Bridesmaids. You're thinking Brides. That was 2011. That was 2011.
They were trying to recreate that buzz.
So the thing is, but no, Max. Okay. When you have the head of the studio coming out and saying that the critical response is sexist, that was clearly pushing an agenda. Even as far as like the summer of 2018, Melissa McCarthy was still like talking about it. Like, I don't get why there were so many hateful men in their basements that didn't like this movie. And it's all like, did you not like? As I've said, I took my girlfriend to go see it. We went to the preview show. I'm like, all right, you know what? I've criticized this movie enough. Maybe I'll be wrong. Maybe it will wow me. Maybe it will be great. Nope. But even my girlfriend, who's a huge Melissa McCarthy fan, walked out and just went like, can we get our money back? And she never does that. I took her to Batman v Superman theatrical. She did not ask for the money back. All right. But Ghostbusters is what did it. So it's that whole notion of the shit, dude. Like, that's one of the things. Ghostbusters 2016 is a beast entirely into itself. It is not a valid metric simply because it is not something that it kicked off like a trend. It's a very isolated incident. Now, Command here says Americans that play Europeans are usually very bad. That is true. But hey, man, you know, my Russian's okay. Yes, das Verdanya. I don't know. I can't do it right now. But let's get back into this because obviously he's got a lot more hot takes.
This makes me sick. It makes me sick, ladies and gentlemen. It makes me sick that we can turn nowhere anymore without being assaulted with propaganda from the woke wankers in Hollywood.
So a black man becoming a hero is woke agenda.
No,
Is woke wankers.
it's just 2021. Get with the times. People are hired based on their based on the quality of their work, or if they can add, if they're good for the story. You know, hopefully there are sometimes they jump the shark, but this is across the board. So I do want to see in entertainment more equality. It's harder because you're basing it off a character. It is harder.
You're basing it off of literally a one-time character, right? Like a one-time theatrical character 3 decades ago. This year, 3 decades ago. So if you're basing it off of something that was 3 decades ago that hasn't been touched in this kind of public way for a long time, it's not like the movie was made 2 years ago and now they're like, well, now we're gonna make it with the black guy. You know what I mean? Like it's something that's like 3 decades ago. It's been long dormant. They're going to give it to somebody else and let it see what happens with it. I don't think that's a bad thing.
You know what he's flailing right now, Matt. He's failing.
Oh, he's had a very bad week.
Because people he's not getting the clicks he once was with Kathy. Everyone says that she's probably going to get an extension. That doesn't make me happy either. So he's trying to, that is a funny comment.
Oh my God. Jim Doomcock wants Jim Crow Hollywood. Yeah, pretty much.
He'd probably cheer that on.
Yeah, Music Manual says he almost cried and said the N-word. You can hear it. Oh, he's getting close. I feel like Harvey, the puppet Harvey, is going to say some real terrible things. Anyway, let's, all right. Are you still there? Or did I lose you?
Oh, no. I'm sorry. I forgot what I was saying, but he's trying something new because the Kathy Kennedy, and I know because I made Kathy Kennedy fired. I created Doomcock. I made the Kathy Kennedy fired videos first. I got sick of doing it, and then they took over and claimed they have sources, and he's not getting the money from me. I don't even think Mike Zero's making money off it anymore. So he's trying to throw other things to hate on in here. Well, he doesn't really care about the Rocketeer. You could tell, obviously, the Rocketeer.
If you notice, the only real factoid about the movie is that he said that it was that the music by James Horner was good, right? Not the directing of Joe Johnston, not the acting of Billy Campbell, not the wonderfully devilish Timothy Dalton as the villain, not the voluptuous Jennifer Connelly, who at the time was very much from the comic modeled after Betty Page, the pinup models from Betty Page. Not about Alan Arkin or Terry O'Quinn playing Howard Hughes. Like, you know what? Like, he's not talking about so far. Maybe he'll go into it. Maybe he'll go into what he likes about the Rocketeer. Not just, I saw it when I was a kid and I enjoyed it. Like, motherfucker, dude, The Sandlot came out in 91, I believe, as well, or 93. It came out when I was a kid. I watched that movie 3-4 times in theaters. And I can tell you practically everything still to this day that I fucking love about The Sandlot. Right? But that's how you know there's no actual passion here. He's like, oh, the woke wankers are, no. And like, give me details, motherfucker. Give me details. Before you spit polish that fucking chrome, actually give me some goddamn details that makes me think you back up your point with anything other than the fact that you hate a black guy actually doing something good on screen. I mean, Christ.
Make fun of his name. Yeah.
It's so stupid.
Let's get 50 likes.
Hold on. Kira here, man. Kira says, I read the IMDb page, so it's very close to my heart.
That's great.
Oh, that's so true. That's so true.
But for real, let's get to 50 likes. There's 98 people watching.
Sure. I mean, I'm down with that.
It helps Matt Jarbo spread on the internet.
Who wants me to spread on Hollywood After Dark? There we go, folks. That's going to be a line that gets clipped out. So no, but it's all good. It's all like, look, I'm just happy you guys. I wasn't even going to go live tonight. It was a weekend. I was taking off, but there's obviously shit going on. So, all right, we got this here. Shidoko here says yes, because Doom Loser just loves that beloved icon that is the Rocketeer.
Mm-hmm. No one's even people like Doom that like Rocketeer haven't really talked about it.
No, the movie is a fun, pulpy movie. It's not
yeah.
anything to write. Like, I love Joe Johnston movies, not just because like Captain America, you know, the first Avenger was great. I also liked his 2011 Wolfman, which is not his best work, but it's still fun. I liked it. The fucking Explorers, by the way, was 87's Explorers, which if you haven't seen, you should really see. It's a wicked good movie. That dude worked with Spielberg. You know what I mean? Like Joe Johnston was like coming up with Spielberg. He worked a lot with him and everything else. So he's got that kind of approach to it as well. So it's, you know, and that's the whole thing here too. If he's not talking about his love of Joe Johnston for putting together this movie, this is all surface level bullshit. All right. Like Resident Justice here says, and by the way, everyone give a shout out to RJ. He's feeling under the weather tonight. I know he wanted to be here. He's not feeling very great. He's at home. He's in bed. Give RJ a lot of love. He does a lot of work to help not only my channel, but a lot of other people kind of keep up to date on what's going on. RJ is a good friend. So thank you very much, RJ. Says here, The Rocketeer is one of my favorite movies ever. I deadass don't care about the lead of a sequel being a black guy. I'm just happy we're getting any kind of sequel or continuation. Yes. Mm-hmm. And then also McLeod here says, 90s Jennifer Connelly. I know, man.
Here's the thing, too. Okay, say it is woke, all right? Say it's a woke take. What are they going to do? Just try to recreate exactly a carbon copy of the original? That'd be boring.
What if, what if it's, you know, if it's like all about like, look, here's the thing. What if it takes place in the 1960s during the civil rights movement? It would have been like 20 years past Tuskegee, right? So, you know, you could assume that if he was like in his early 20s during World War II, now he would be in his 40s, right? You know, family man trying to like make it in this world, ends up becoming the hero of the town, stopping like, you know, racist cops from like, you know, trying to silence civil rights and shit. That's probably going to end up being like the plot line, to be fair, but maybe pulpy and maybe over the top, but it's going to have underlines in real history. Well, guess what? I'm cool with that, man. Yeah. Like, I'm cool. That sounds cool. If you can make it like a pulpy type story, but you're still touching on those social elements that actually fucking happen, by all means, man. Sounds dope.
Well, Mikey Sutton's in the chat. If you're available, come on after this Doom nonsense. I'm really interested on your scoops about the Asian like Avengers super team up that he was talking about on Geekosity.
I haven't heard that yet. I
have the article still up. And
all right, well, we'll talk about that. Well, Mikey knows I love him, but let's keep our rage going.
Okay.
I've said it I don't know how many times on this channel that Hollywood does not make entertainment anymore. Hollywood just makes woke propaganda. They don't view our treasured narratives, our modern myths, our geek mythology as anything more than a platform to produce the desired social change they want to inflict upon us. I love...
Wow. That was pretty coded right there.
Yeah.
They don't care about our modern myths or our geek history. It's like,
but yes. I, the biggest peen head on YouTube, believe in me, though.
GDS here says Shang-Chi is going to make the man babies cry. Yeah, because it did really well. Although people have been trying to attack it still.
If woke really did destroy Hollywood, they wouldn't have anything to talk about anymore because it's been years now. They're still rolling.
Oh, I know. It's funny. It's funny. It's all terrible stuff. We did get 50 likes. I need a drop for that. I don't have one for it yet. But we got 52 likes right now, guys. Thank you all so much. I really appreciate you. Thank you. Let's continue laughing because this is we're watching a man descend into madness in near real time, right? In near real time.
I thought that was my show.
No, that's okay. You just yelling about people.
Okay. Sorry.
The Rocketeer. I have all sorts of Rocketeer toys. I have a statue of the Rocketeer. I have so many editions of the Rocketeer collected in the original comics. I have got a movie display on my wall of the Rocketeer flying high in better days.
So, okay. All right. So he said, that's like, is that a picture from his wall? Or is that just something he grabbed, a low res copy of the poster he just pulled off of Google? Because let me just take a quick look here. Just images, the Rocketeer.
I don't see anything in his lair.
The Rocketeer and Wikipedia. All right, the Wikipedia one is, let's see.
Music Man's got it.
Yeah, that would be, if anything, yep. Okay. So all he did for that one is he went over to Wikipedia and he just got his hands on he just Googled it and he grabbed the very first image, which is from the wiki page. And, hold on here. Let me just do this again. I want to prove it to you guys. I don't want to change the screen. So he got this, and as you guys can see here in a hot second, he grabbed the first image, which he didn't even look at the dimensions of the image. What I mean by that is he just grabbed the very first thing, didn't make sure that it was big enough so it would not appear blurred on screen. See how blurred that is?
Mm-hmm.
Why would that be so blurred, right? Why wouldn't you find like a high-res copy of that poster? They exist on the YouTube. Maybe is it because right here it's a 259 pixel by 385 pixel coming in from Wikipedia? This is the very first thing you find when you Google the Rocketeer. So all he's doing, he's not using an actual picture from his wall, showcasing
the color of the actor really is important when he's all in all costume, isn't it?
Yeah, right.
He's got gloves. He's got a jacket, a helmet. That's so important.
You can't. Yeah, he can't. Yeah. Well, maybe his fingers are exposed right there. Why doesn't he have white fingers? What's happening? What is happening? What's going on? I have no idea. Why?
There's a black man under that helmet.
Wait, are you telling me this is a reverse Darth Vader moment where I thought he was a black guy, but then I realized that he was white, and I really found out that I liked him? Is that what's going on here? I have no idea. I'm totally lost,
I don't
guys.
remember the whole origins of the Rocketeer. I got to rewatch it now. But it doesn't the Tuskegee Airman history, doesn't that kind of make it even a better story in your opinion? Like chat too, doesn't that make it more interesting to
because Cliff Secord is like he's just I forget what kind of pilot he is. He's let me just make sure I got it right here. I think he's like hold on, I just want to make sure I'm right. Okay. Yeah, he's a stunt pilot. Right?
Yeah, that's what stunt pilot.
And so he ends up like his GB racer gets shot down, crippling his career, and he ends up finding the rocket pack and ends up becoming the Rocketeer. And
so that was cool, but to me, the history of being a Tuskegee Airman and then hiding his identity under the mask and stuff. There's a lot of stuff you could do with that, don't you see it can really expand the story to me?
Yeah I just that hood needs to be white, not gold. Oh, very true. Very, very true on that one. Let's see here. GDS says the Tuskegee Airman is a great historical event which deserves a better movie. Obviously, talking about the Red Tails, I agree with you.
Well, it is on Disney Plus.
Yeah, Red Tails is on Disney Plus. You can give it a watch. Yeah,
I have the Blu-ray, but I'm gonna watch it.
It's not like the worst movie on the planet. It's just like there are some good moments in it, but it's also relatively forgettable. So that's the other downside. But look, it is what it is. All right, let's keep going.
I thought that was something of a minor masterpiece, that film. It's something that I loved, and yet no more.
But why?
No,
why do you love it?
Though. It's still there.
But why? Why do you love it? That's my question. What is it? All he has said so far is James Horner did the score. That's it. Give me a reason. You guys know me. If I talk about why I love a movie, don't I pretty much deep dive into why I love a movie? Like I'll talk about what I like about it. It's not that difficult. If you like something, it's pretty easy to talk about it. It may not get you a lot of money here on the used tubes, but it's not hard to dive into something that you like. Like I would love to dive into what I love about Shang-Chi. That movie was dope. I had so much fun with it. Mm-hmm. But this is just like, again, he's not giving us any information. He's just, flailing like a turd in the wind.
Now it is simply a vehicle, a tool to go ahead and transform society. But beyond all that, beyond the wokeness, why in God's name can't they just leave these movies and TV shows alone? Why is it that kids have to be exposed to these classic properties for the first time with inferior, shoddy, woke remakes?
What? Yeah, right? Right? So again...
Children. Doom penis is for the children.
Why won't someone please think of the children?
You don't have any children. He doesn't have any children.
But look at this here. And I brought this up before you got on. So the girl here is on the side. Her name is Kit Secord. She is the great granddaughter of Cliff Secord, the guy from the movie.
Okay.
And she ends up getting the Rocketeer pack and becomes a hero of her town. And she's half Lebanese. She's half white, half Lebanese. And by the way, in the show, I don't know if I might have said this. In the show, her father, Dave Secord, the grandson of Cliff, is voiced by Billy Campbell, the actor who fucking played Cliff Secord, the Rocketeer, in the movie The Rocketeer back in 91. So they not only kept it in canonical settings, they brought even back the original actor to play his grandson. Is that going to make an appearance in this video when he talks about this show? Is that knowledge going to make that appearance when he talks about this show? Because if he's bitching about like, they're just rebooting everything, they're keeping it in canonical order. They're adding to it. I'm sorry. Dave, the creator is dead. He died from leukemia a number of years ago. So, right? I'm just saying, you guys, just saying. RJ here says Doomcock probably has a poster of Neville Sinclair in his basement and thinks he was the real hero of the Rocketeer movie. Probably. There's that's the whole thing. Doomcock sounds like Bane from the Harley Quinn HBO Max cartoon. Max, no. Bane is a sweetheart. Okay, you don't sully Bane's good name. Okay, because Bane is my bae. All right, he's bae. I love Bane. Bane. He's my favorite character on that show, hands down. Todd, tonight the streets will run red with razzmatazz. Fucking love Bane in the Harley Quinn show, dude. Yeah. I'm just saying, it's like if you love something, if you like something, you can reference what it is, right? You can reference exactly what it is you like about it, and you can tell people that. And you know what? Like, as much as I don't like Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers, if he likes something, he'll tell you what he likes about it. Then he'll, make up things to hate about it, but he'll at least try to give you some things that he likes.
That underrated Shaft 3? That's what he always goes to. That Hollywood had an agenda against the black man movie Shaft 3.
Oh, okay. That I don't believe one damn bit. I
still didn't watch the last Shaft movie.
I didn't watch it either. I didn't watch it either. I mean, I have nothing again. I like the Shaft from 2000. John Singleton did a great job directing that. Sam Jackson was the shit. Christian Bale was the bad guy.
I didn't see that one either.
Yeah, that one. Jeffrey Wright, the Watcher from What If, he's Commissioner Gordon. He was the Dominican dope pusher who was like the other villain in the movie. Like, it was really funny to see him like that back in the day, and then to see him now, like 20 years later, playing Commissioner Gordon. Anyway. Fourth year. Oh my God. Why can't they make classics like Birth of a Nation anymore? Oh yeah, wokeness. Then shows off his song on the South action figures.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Oh. Fourth coming in hot.
Holy shit. Oh my God. Can someone please get him to say that? Like, why won't they? Holy, that broke me. That fucking broke me.
Yeah.
Sorry, that got me. I'm sorry, guys. That just they can't remake Birth of a Nation because it's woke. It takes a lot to break me, to be honest with you. It really does take a lot to break. That was solid. I'm tearing up, dude. I'm laughing so hard. All right. Okay, let's move on. RJ here. Anyway, sorry. Between this video and Neurotic saying Simu Liu looks like Xi Jinping and calling Shang-Chi Soichi.
No, did he?
Did he call him that? Oh my God.
Did he really do? RJ, you don't have to. Well, you can pay another $5 if you want.
But seriously, did he really say that in this video?
Did he say Soichi? Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, you got to send me that clip, buddy. You got to send me that clip, man. So let's see here. H-Bar says, "Hey Matt, you don't know how mad I get with my dad." I don't know about what. Did you say something else that I missed here? I don't know. I'm sorry, H-Barts.
I get mad at my dad too. I understand.
I know. My dad and I are pretty together. Oh, Command Unit here says
Matt Trucko knows why I get mad at my dad, but don't say anything.
Yeah, I'm not saying anything.
I'm very disappointed.
Command Unit here says, didn't they remake Birth of a Nation? They did actually, yeah. And then there was like the guy who directed it got accused of like sexual assault, like from like when he was back in college, right before the movie came out, and they kind of buried the movie. So yeah, there's that. Hold on, fake laugh is no, it's not fake, dude. Like anyone who listens to me laugh pretty often knows that was a legit break. RJ here says, yeah, you call Shang-Chi Soichi and says the movie's really about his sister. Are they just making crap up at this point? I mean,
they're failing now.
Pokemon Man, yeah, they are. He says here, honestly, these people have the mentality of the far right. No, because they are the far right.
No, they're central. They're in the middle.
Right.
That's the biggest grift ever.
Sorry.
Or you don't really know his politics.
Yeah, I know. Okay. I know. H-Barts here says, I was just making fun of Andrew getting mad at his dad, that comment that broke you months ago.
Okay.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
Okay.
I forget which video that was.
Good. H-Barts and his dad are cool, bro.
Yeah. No, okay. I didn't, that reference was so old. I remembered that though. I was laughing my ass off. But all right, guys, thank you. My stomach.
Lord Slug knew it. Lord Slug knew it.
Yeah, he gets it. Oh my God. Okay. Hold on here. DC says his sister is Ling, played the role she was in the comics, on and off adversary that eventually takes over the 10 rings. Kind of like how Shuri eventually became bad in Black Panther. If that's what I heard. You know. Oh my God. Imagine Doomcock bumping into Steve Shives. I would pay for that encounter. I would literally pay for that encounter. They could argue over Star Trek. It'd be very fascinating. And then Steve Shives could not block Doomcock in real life. There's a joke about like if you've ever heard of Steve Shives, the likelihood that you've been blocked by him is pretty high, because everyone, like, he uses every block list known to man to block people on Twitter. He's pretty mocked. Yeah, it was pretty funny. He sucks. No one likes him. All right.
Well, I think that answers the question right there, isn't it? Because they want to indoctrinate kids at the youngest age possible to believe as they believe.
Whoa. Casting a black man as indoctrinating children. Is he really trying to make that connection?
Yes.
Wow.
They want to indoctrinate you.
What the hell? He's talking about children and indoctrination just because a black man was cast as the Rocketeer.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. This is going one step too far, Max. Obviously. This is for Doomy here. This is insane. It's nuts. It's crazy. I mean, this is full mask off.
Think the right thoughts in the right order and the right shade to go ahead and inflict upon the world.
Hold on. Let me jump back.
He hung on to that shade for a long time.
Yeah. Let me jump back. Let me jump. Yeah, I know. But let me just go back. I want to hear it.
Isn't it? Because they want to indoctrinate kids at the youngest age possible to believe as they believe, to go ahead and think the right thoughts in the right order and the right shade, to go ahead and inflict upon the world this social change that they advocate.
I'm expecting like a Scooby-Doo reveal with the Commandant under it.
Yeah, I know, right? I would have got away with it too if it weren't for these pesky YouTubers from smaller channels that actually listen to the shit that I say objectively. It's ridiculous. I mean,
that would be a funny meme if someone could make that with Doomcock's head, and then take off the head and be Doom.
Well, Music Man here makes a great point. Says that was pure racism with that shade. Oh, it's shade,
right?
You know,
Music
it's
Man.
like it's just like, oh my God, it's like Look, he's talking about this indoctrination thing, right? And like that's the whole point. Is like
projecting.
It's like you're showing people that equality is a thing. Like, oh my God, you know, like, oh my God, how dare you? How dare you tell people that equality exists and it should happen? It's just so weird. It's so weird. It's just Wild.
We're already losing Snow White. We're losing The Little Mermaid.
Snow White ain't white.
Snow
White ain't white, and I don't care.
Yeah. Rachel Zegler is playing Snow White.
Yeah, no, I don't care.
And Rachel Zegler is what is her ethnicity? She's like she's
ain't white. That's all I cares.
Yeah, I know. Let's see. Rachel Zegler's ethnicity is she is Colombian, but her father is Polish. And if you followed anything about what's going on in Poland with their whole replacement theory nonsense, you know what?
That's
She's
really
got a very
where it comes from.
But isn't the whole thing with Snow White she just has really fair complexion? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, sure, she's white passing, you know, but she could also be a fucking albino. They just put a wig on her and some contacts. Just saying, you know, like we've lost Snow White, we've lost the Little Mermaid. The Little Mermaid was you know.
I wish he said the Little Mermaid.
He did. No, he did. Look, I'm gonna go back. Listen.
We're losing The Little Mermaid. We have lost The Lion King. We have lost.
How do you lose The Lion King?
They're lions, dipshit.
Yeah, it's like, is it because it's Matthew Broderick and not Jonathan Taylor Thomas?
Although I did make a video saying that Scar was one of the best with Jeremy Irons, was one of the best voice actors, and they should have gave him a shot to come back too.
Well, I agree with you, but also Chiwetel Ejiofor is one of my favorite actors, and I thought he was good in the role.
He was not.
Yes, but Jeremy Irons was Jeremy Irons.
He should have got top billing, just like James Earl Jones.
It's just different here. Hold on, Chile here says the replacement thing isn't nonsense. There are actual projections. You know, look, I don't want to go off script too much here. I had this conversation with my girlfriend about this yesterday. Let me just explain the whole replacement theory
white
thing.
People are disappearing everywhere. No, you can still find them at the theater.
It's well, the whole thing with white replacement theory is like, look, man, is it true that the demographic of the United States is shifting and we are seeing more people of color having a larger percentage and white people are losing the percentages? That is a factor. But one of the other issues with that too is you can also kind of sit there and look at I don't know, like a lot of the areas where these people might be the white majority are areas where manufacturing has left, where manufacturing has moved on. Mines are closing down. Jobs are moving overseas. Manufacturing plants, all that shit, right? What is that? That's capitalism. That is capitalism that has allowed, the government has allowed tax exemptions and tax loopholes for these companies to move jobs overseas and to pay people in other countries to do these jobs. So then those people in this country that are being left behind are in areas where they aren't reproducing and they aren't moving forward. So they don't live in larger areas. They don't live in urban areas where they have access to a lot of social programs that could help out. All I'm saying on that front is that there's an issue here. There's an issue here that needs to be addressed, and a lot of it has to do with honest to God capitalism. And I'm a capitalist, but it doesn't mean you can't like discuss it and go, hey, maybe we should like, I don't know, find a way to bring manufacturing back to the country. Trump sure as hell didn't do that. I don't know if Biden's going to do that. I can only hope. But at the same time, you know what? I'm just going to say it. Where we are as a society right now, these people who are in impoverished areas, and people that are in impoverished areas, man, they need to fucking honestly learn to code.
Fourth because is coming with some fire.
Yeah. Oh my God. Dude, I can't. Jesus Christ. I'm on this like epic rant and he's just like Doomcock preaching cinema race theory.
Wow. Man.
Oh shit, dude. Oh shit. Chile here says, I agree. Thank you, Chile. I'm glad. I'm not attacking. Like, I literally think that it's like moving these jobs, these companies overseas, you know, everything has been a problem here. John here saying that companies replacing human workers for robot and slave workers overseas, making very little money is another issue. Why do you think at the beginning of this thing, we started talking about China, or maybe we were on your stream talking about China, Max? Were we on your stream talking about China or was that here?
I don't remember.
Either way, China is getting ready to do some shit. Pay attention to what the fuck China's up to. 20, 30 years from now, we're going to be living in a whole different world if we don't find a way to rein them in and make sure they don't become the superpower, which they are poised to do. So maybe Don't freak out about casting a black man as a fucking hero and look at it and go, well, maybe we should all work together as the melting pot of the world that we fucking are and try to stand up to an actual communist regime that is more capitalist and communist in name these days, but are still finding a way to control us via financials and the fact that you cannot. Here's the, you want to talk about wokeness? Why is it that everyone is afraid to call out China on their shit? Why is everyone afraid to call out China? Why is LeBron James afraid to say Winnie the Pooh when he's over there? Like, why about all that shit? Because it's all about fucking money. China's got it and they're buying us out. Mm-hmm. And just at the same time as our country, our business leaders are making millions and billions and trillions selling us out. That is what's going on right now. So this shit, this fake ass outrage from this fucking masked dipshit, all it is doing is stirring anger in people instead of directing it towards where it needs to be directed. It's kind of the whole point.
113 watching, 61 thumbs up. Let's get to 70.
Yeah. Anyway, let's see here. Giretti, if I'm saying that wrong, I apologize. Oh, sorry, Andrew. I'm reading the wrong chat here. I'm getting tired. One show that probably canceled due to politics is Lovecraft Country. Take a look at some of the pitch material Misha Green had shared online. Well, the thing is, Lovecraft Country was one that it was expensive. It did well ratings-wise. It was popular enough, but the book was just one book. And she wanted to take it further, and based upon what I read, man, that would have been cool as shit. Vampires and zombies and shit would have been pretty cool. But I also kind of understand it. It's like Watchmen. Everyone wants more Watchmen, but Damon Lindelof is like, I just wanted to do the one season and be done with it. So maybe we got to get back into this limited run shit. You know what I mean? But anyway, let's continue here. Gailey, I did get your other super chat, I think, right? Did I miss it? Let me just quickly take a look. I'm just I might have missed it, but I'll find it, man. I'll find it here as we get going. I just want to catch up. Okay. All right. And then other one here, Command Unit says, Tucker communist meme, but with Nazi flag and song. Yeah, pretty much. Anyway, so I'm
getting a little tired.
We're getting close to the end on this one here. We're getting close to the end on this one.
Okay.
Yeah, this is it's just this shit is insane.
There's too much to critique.
There's a lot going on here. Yeah, we'll listen to
Aladdin, we have lost so much in our culture.
How do you lose Aladdin?
I don't know how you lose Aladdin.
They just threw that in there. He's bullshit.
Is it because Will Smith played the genie in the movie and it wasn't Robin Williams or another white guy?
He went from blue to black.
I don't know. I don't know what he's talking about here.
We lost Aladdin.
And remade and remade, recycled and recycled and recycled, rehashed and rehashed.
And there won't
be anything left of value for future generations. I mean, dear God in heaven, they have already desecrated the Rocketeer beyond all recognition on Disney Junior. We went ahead and had this version of the Rocketeer. It's not even Tiny Rocketeer or Rocketeer Junior or anything. No.
It's actually Rocketeer great granddaughter. So yeah, you could argue Rocketeer Junior. She's a Secord. She is, literally, I explained the characters of the show. I went and I did research on this show before going live tonight in order to make sure I could talk about this with some form of efficacy. All right.
It looks like the original Rocketeer got woke with his family heritage.
Well, no, it's what it is his son. His son married a Lebanese woman.
Right. His family line got woke.
His family line is no longer pure. Right. The family line is no longer pure.
Exactly.
Pardon. Fuck.
Whoa.
I'm drinking a Coke Zero because I'm out of everything else right now. So that hit me hard. But anyway, it's just so stupid. I know. Hold on.
Yeah, does make you burp. Yeah,
it does. These guys think Leave It to Beaver was reality. That was hokey even for the 50s. Damn straight, dude. Damn straight it was. Again, like it's just like, come on, like not even like basic research about what this show is.
It's just playing the Rocketeer.
I want him to cover all the
generation of kids watching Disney Junior have already been exposed to a complete bastardization of what the Rocketeer was. First of all, it's a little kid. Second of all, it's a little girl. Notice the pigtails. And third of all, it's got nothing whatsoever to do with Dave Stevens' Rocketeer. They've even screwed up the helmet, the most iconic.
It was a continuation of the original story. Yeah, it was done. This is done long after Dave died. All right, this is long after Dave died.
It's a little girl.
It's a little girl. Notice the pigtails. I don't know. It could be a transgender. You don't know. Doomcock, why are you assuming her gender? You bigot. Sorry, I didn't mean to burp. It was like, oh, that's a fucking lion's roar. That came out of me. Yeah.
Thing about the Rocketeer. They've already recycled this once. They're going to recycle it again now. Okay, a different shade of woke. We've got a little girl flying around as the Rocketeer. That's just delightful. And now we're going to have it. No.
See, that's the other thing too with that is that they said he doesn't know she's half Lebanese. If he would, because he did no research. If he would have known that she was half Lebanese, oh my God. It would have been like, woke because it's a little Lebanese girl playing Rocketeer. That's not part of the family lineage. Like, I mean, look, no, Music Mania is right. It says he just hardcore said he hates women. I know. David B says, how dare little girls become heroes? The horrors. I know. A Shifty gives him, I love me some Beaver.
Yeah.
Damn straight. You hero. Anyway.
Well, Doom Dork isn't getting any, so
he hit incel bingo. Mo here asking, does Doomhack live in Pleasantville?
No,
Maybe.
he's not.
Maybe. I know. I don't think he's in Pleasantville. Thank you for that, by the way, man. Fourth here says, when Doomcock sees little girl, he sees Riri Williams. Oh my God, that's going to be holy shit. When that happens in Wakanda Forever, oh my God, when they bring that in. That is good. Like, those guys are going to lose their mind over that shit. I don't even want to, like...
Riri over Riri.
Oh, God. There you go. Yeah, there we go. Let's get back into
I was a little girl. It's a Tuskegee Airman. It's got to be woke. Checkbox. And meanwhile, it's the kids that suffer.
How
the kids don't care. The kids don't even know.
How does teaching children about a group of black fighter pilots from World War II who nobody believed in, really, no one believed in, but they were there and like they were heroes like everybody else. But like, no, don't give them that. That's all woke. It's got to check oh my God. This is just insane. This is just fucking, it's like, oh my God. Mikey here says, when Shuri becomes Black Panther, look out. Oh my God. Jared here says, I bet Doomcock is the kind of guy who loses it when he sees a white woman anywhere near a black guy. Probably. Can we send him like this? Can we sign him up for a black.com membership? Just get his email.
Mikey Sutton's dropping a scoop there.
Yeah, maybe. Well, no, that happened in the that happened in the comics too.
I know, but Mike, are you saying this is what's going to happen? I don't know.
Well, your H Bar said $5, man. Thank you. Says Matt Jarbo had to roar to show his alpha male status. Yeah, there we go. I had to like summon that from the base of my testicles. Just that's called Coke Zero. All right, we're almost done. We're getting there.
Kids who have seen this as a Rocketeer for the first time will be confused at seeing the real Rocketeer, if indeed they ever see it. God knows, Disney may go ahead and put the Rocketeer in a vault somewhere so that they can go ahead and have no competition with the woke masterpieces that they are unleashing upon the public. Look at this desecration.
Never mind, as I just pointed out, she is the great-granddaughter of the original Rocketeer.
Well, again, coded language to desecration, all that stuff, and he does so much of it. It's all over the place.
This is like really weird, weird
Mikey
stuff.
Sutton said this is a scoop.
Okay, so he's a scoop. All right. Well, Letitia Wright, man, she had to bite her anti-vax tongue a little bit, but that's, you know what? Maybe she did. That got her in some trouble. Anyway, let's listen to more of this absolute nonsense while we give our 2 cents on it. Patent pending.
Oh wait,
hardly said anything at the time. I figured, well, it's over on the Disney Kid channel. Who gives a shit? And it's gonna die a quick death. But no, they go ahead like a mama bird. They chew up the disgusting worm, which was revolting in the first place, and then they go ahead and spit it into the mouths of our willing kids. And parents aren't even paying attention. They don't know. They're not geeks like us. They're not tied into our values and to our view of pop culture.
Okay. Like,
For the children. This is really this is so ridiculous.
yeah, like
For the children.
for I know it's like, what the ever loving shit is he talking about? This is the stupidest damn crap.
This is where I'm like, no, this isn't even entertainment. I can't even like, if someone says they watch his and are a fan of his, like, this is your entertainment. The shit that's coming out of his mouth.
You talk to Echo Base Network. I don't want to hear it. All right.
I do talk to Nick, and I don't understand this part of him at all.
Well, ask him.
Next time I talk to him, I will say I've watched the recent Doomcock video. It's absolute bullshit. He's not even funny. It's just ignorance and disgusting, dog whistling and coded language. He cannot stand women casting black people, casting their children. It's disgusting.
Yeah. I mean, like, our values equals our whiteness. It's all it is. It's all coded language. It's all dog whistling. I mean, like, what I'm waiting for is when he goes too far, that the greater, the greater commentary side of YouTube, like a lot of like the hardcore lefties, like BreadTube, gets a hold of this. It's gonna be a fucking shit show. Like, it really is. So there already are people out there who watch him, who are on the left and they do nothing but make fun of him. But he's so insulated.
Here's the scary part. That moment was the Commandant when I was covering that too. Everyone was talking about it, and then the fans said, "We don't care."
Yeah.
I had many. No, you don't understand, Matt. The reason I stopped covering it is I had so many comments come in. I'm like, yeah, so what? I don't care. It was disgusting.
A lot of people, they don't care because the reason why they don't care is because he exemplifies their values, because he tells them what their values are through repetition. You know, like, someone today was all like, I don't care if Doomcock has told me Kathleen Kennedy's going to get fired 25 times. Like, I just want her fired.
Well, I've done that too.
And I'm like, yeah, but he keeps telling you the same thing and it never happens and you keep believing him. At some point, aren't you just kind of like, I don't know, like a moron?
Thanks.
I mean, and I'm asking myself.
I did believe it when I made those videos.
Well, look, that was also a couple years ago.
Yeah.
That was a couple years ago. Like, you know, this shit is escalated. You know, it's really escalated. But let's keep going because we are getting close.
They just go ahead and they sit their kids in front of the TV so they get babysat for a while, and then this kind of filth, honestly, it gets shoveled into their heads.
Okay.
And
would you rather the children watch Doomcock videos or Disney Junior?
Oh, Disney Junior, 100%.
Right. So they could be, you know, what's the alternatives? Watch your shitty content? Oh my goodness.
I can only imagine a child raised on Doomcock and they start playing. It's all like, Hail Doomcock, mein Führer. You know?
I thought that was Boss Baby.
No, hey, he's a capitalist. He's not a fucking Nazi.
I was going to say something. Never mind. Just go
okay, McCloudier says, I rewatched World War II in color today, and the way Doomcock is ranting with his replacement BS reminds me of the last episode about the Holocaust and Hitler brainwashing people. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, like, look, man, like, I know a lot of people in this space, they don't want to say it, they don't want to make that claim, they don't want to go as far as to call people ists, Max. But if you watch this and you agree with this,
I say
because you do that all the time. You're like, I don't want to call them an ist, when it's like, you know, you want to call them it because they are, whether it's a sexist or a racist.
I say you could definitively prove the prejudice angle. So that's the angle I go.
Yeah. Well, and you know, prejudice is a fucking stone's throw from, you know, it's less than a stone's throw.
Well, they can't spin it and gaslight the viewers by saying he called me prejudiced. But they use the is thing to manipulate the audience and gaslight them and make it seem like a crazy woke person is calling them an ist. Where if you say you're being extremely prejudiced, they can't counteract that because they are. That's why.
Yeah. It's also they can't handle it when you criticize how they make their money. But whatever. Let's keep going.
Victim, the kids who are being fed a distorted version of what our culture is supposed to be.
What exactly does that mean? That's my biggest question. What exactly is our culture supposed to be?
I don't want it what he wants it to be.
Like, you know, I don't get it at all what the culture is. Like, explain to me what the culture is. What is geek culture? Geek culture encompasses so much. You know, it's not just like, it's like, it doesn't, you know, it doesn't make any sense because there's never, ever an explanation. You know, and they might say something like 8 videos ago, but they expect you to watch every single video to know exactly, you know, no, they're just, it's a boogeyman as is being said in the chat right now. It's all just a boogeyman.
Our culture has got a bunch of masterpieces, and these masterpieces of art, of literature, of film, are kind of pillars upon which our civilization rests. We have common myths, common language, common reference points that bind us all together, that run through our pop culture and create a coherent narrative that we can all relate to. But now,
what is he talking about? Give me a specific example. Because if he's referring to, let's say, something like, I don't know, the hero's journey, or the 3-act structure, or the fact that there are really only like 7 stories that can be told, mix and match, what is he referring to? What is this through line, this common modern myth? Is it Star Wars? Okay, fine. We can argue 40 plus years of Star Wars. What's the myth there? Okay, story of a young farm boy who decides to leave his homestead after living there, you know, wanting to go out and see the world, embarking on a grand adventure that ultimately results in him discovering who he truly is, his true potential, and stopping a very fascist regime, ending evil and saving the galaxy. That's the hero's journey. That's happened in a lot of other fucking movies. You could even argue that to an extent, I don't know, fucking Die Hard falls under the same category. Like, what is he talking about here? He's just saying these things. That's what I'm talking about, like with Cameron Pasha the other day. All of this shit is just word salad. You know, it's just word salad. It doesn't mean a thing. It isn't a thing. And all they do is they run with it constantly because it's all they've got, and no one ever questions it on. They keep pointing, nodding their head. Yeah, man. Fuck, I gotta go. I'm
gonna have to do a separate video on this tomorrow. I'm like, please keep Doom something away from the children
keep Doomcock away from the children. GDS here says the bong hits are wearing off. God, I wish. I wish. I really, really, really wish.
everything is fragmented, everything is splintered off with this version of the Rocketeer, that version of the Rocketeer. God knows how many versions of the Rocketeer are going to exist in the future, except for the real Rocketeer, except for the real Ariel, except for the real Snow White, for God's sakes.
Wait. Which real Ariel? All right. Which real Snow White?
Real Snow White? What?
Well, yeah. I mean, like, dude, in the original, like, Hans Christian Andersen tale.
Well, if you really need to see something about like white privilege or about how uneven representation is, look at the Disney princess line. There is basically a lot of white princesses and Princess and the Frog, Mulan, and then
Moana. I mean, they've added. She was a princess. She was a princess.
But the original princesses.
Yeah. Well, the original princesses are also based off of a lot of the Eastern European, or the European mythology. The princess, like those kind of stories and whatnot. But even in the original fucking, Little Mermaid story, she dies at the end. She becomes sea foam at the end. Mm-hmm. So it's like these stories, like the Grimm fairy tales, those stories have really fucked up endings because back then they were kind of meant to prove a point. They were meant to have a point to them. Disney bastardized them, you could argue, by turning them into fucking fairy tales. And I say this as a guy who likes those movies growing up, but let's be real. Like there's the darker version of that shit. And so this is the thing: is he's not getting, they took our Ariel, like what? Because Halle Bailey is playing Ariel. Like, I'm not a big fan of ginger erasure, which we see a fair amount of. Well, but that is another argument.
That on my show, I think that. Well, I'm not going to say here, but there's been a lot. That's what the entertainment industry used to have as diverse cast is putting. That's why there's so many gingers everywhere.
Yeah, well, at the same time, you get things like Fisher Stevens playing an indie in Short Circuit 2. So like the casting isn't always perfect across the board. Yeah, okay, Phoenix here says, they were meant to teach a moral lesson to the readers, i.e. social commentary. Yeah, or Kira here says, cautionary tales. 100%. 100%. But, what's a cautionary tale? Doomcock. Whoever this guy might be. GDS here says the Goldilocks and the Three Bears is the epitome of white privilege. Damn straight, brother. Damn straight. White bitch walk into a house. I want some porridge. Eat some porridge. This is hot. This too cold. This just right. Man, I want to go to sleep. Man, this bed's too lumpy. This bed's too soft. This bed just right. You know? And then they run her out of the house, no consequences. I'm just saying, it's like, yeah, it's the epitome of, yeah. You got Mickey Rooney. That's right. Mickey Rooney played an Asian in Breakfast at Tiffany's. Matt finds out Doomcock is a distant relative. Fuck my life. If that happened, that'd be fair. Commander here says, time for 40K to help restore faith in humanity. Yeah, we're getting to that point. All right, let's just, about a minute or some change to go, I think.
This is a systematic dismantling of Western civilization. This is eliminating our ability to talk about the stories that we love. And it's a disgrace. Kids don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're looking at. They go ahead and they see, oh, the Rocketeer, and they turn it on, and this becomes the Rocketeer moving forward. You might say, well, the videos are still out there. Yes, but it's a slow strangling death for these properties because kids will go ahead and see this first and think that's it. That's their Rocketeer. And then they'll look at the other movies and the original movies, the classic movies that basically came out of Western civilization. But Western civilization is essentially under assault because they are eliminating these stories from the lexicon.
What's being eliminated?
Nothing. And what does H. Sparks mean? Do you mean his family tree? Everyone, or you mean
the idea there is that, you know, like if there were two people, if there were Adam and Eve, and then they had sex,
yeah,
and they produced children, those children would then have to have sex in order to reproduce, so on and so on and so on and so on and so on.
You mean his love interests are relatives?
So what he's saying is everyone is a relative, and everyone is effectively a flipper baby.
Yeah.
So that's the point. Let's see. Lawrence like here says Doomcock is actually a variant of Matt Jarbo. My God. Yes, RJ. He just said that Western civilization is under assault because these movies are apparently being taken and they're being destroyed. Like I said,
all that from Disney Junior.
All I said at the beginning of this was they're rounding up every copy of The Rocketeer. If you have a poster on your wall, they're coming to your house. They're taking it down. They're taking your toys. They're taking everything you hold dear in regards to the story of Cliff Secord, and they're getting rid of it. They're destroying it. They're demolishing it. Why? Because they need to have a black man play the part of the movie in order to replace the canon, even though you can go on to Disney Plus right now and watch it. Or buy the Blu-ray. Buy the DVD. Get the VHS. Commander here says, Doomcock, Matt, I am your father.
Reenact that scene, Matt.
No! John here says, this is now Boulder Talk Radio. No, I think my rant against capitalism was
I didn't know. I came on here for movie talk, too. This is taking up the whole show.
This is the whole show.
Oh, it is the whole show.
I had nothing else planned. Oh, this is the whole show.
Damn it. This seems like my show.
This was the whole thing. I had nothing else planned.
Wait a second.
What?
I covered movie topics on my show, and we did a whole Doomcock reaction on this show.
Yeah.
Reverse day.
What is reverse day? It is reverse day. This really pissed me off, man.
I kept up the movie topics in case you want to talk about. Forget that.
No, well, it depends on how long you want to stick around, and I kind of want to be out by midnight. But Pokemon Man here with $5, thank you so much. Is the Rocketeer really that beloved? I've never heard about it until now.
It's not.
No,
people like it, but
it's good.
Talking about it.
Yeah,
every once in a while you'll see a cosplayer that looks really good, but that's about it.
That's kind of about it. Yeah, it's kind of like, everyone.
I like it.
No, yeah, it's a good movie. It's a good movie. It's not one that like
better though. It wasn't amazing.
It wasn't amazing. But it was 90s. It was, you give it a little bit of leeway for that. It's kind of like Darkman, Sam Raimi's Darkman, starring Liam Neeson, just turned 40.
Well, at that time, Disney's live action stuff wasn't that great. Their animated was
at that
time was the bomb, and their live action content was not that great.
Yeah, that is a good point. But all I'm saying is, like, go back, like Darkman, Sam Raimi's Darkman just turned 40, like last week or something like that. And it's a great movie, but it's also not the best well made, and no one talks about Darkman anymore. So if they decided to come out and make a movie called Black Man, and that is a continuation of the Darkman series, Doomcock would make this exact same video. Like, they're trying to take away our culture. Haven't you ever seen Darkman 3? I haven't, but I've heard it exists and it's terrible. That's like, you know, that's all it is. This is just fucking professional wrestling. All right. Command Unit here says we are ending with the 40K. Yeah, we are going to watch the 40K film. That's the one you were asking for. Okay. All right.
All right. No more interruptions. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
We are twisting these stories into something unrecognizable. And if we're not careful, they're going to do the same thing to our culture. From the center of the earth.
Okay. They are.
By making them black.
I just want to ask him what his opinion on Zionists are. Like, I really want to know where he stands on the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. Like, I would love to know, Doomcock, where do you sit with the whole Gaza Strip situation? Like, where do you stand on that? I just like to kind of get a vague interpretation of where your feelings are on Middle Eastern politics between the Israelis and the Palestinians. That would just be fascinating. Please don't hold back. Let me know your true feelings about the Jews, because you know he's not a fan of that. I'm just saying he's not a fan of that. It's just Cass here says dog whistle at its finest. Sir, you are 100% correct. You know, Astro Rider here says his name is Doomcock, from the center of the earth, and people take him seriously. I know, and they hide behind the concept of being like, oh, it's all entertainment based. I hear that a lot. That's what I hear.
No.
So
they know how to say things without actually saying it, to ride the grift on YouTube.
Yeah.
That's why they're most popular. That's why they get pushed through 8chan and 4chan. You know.
Well, I mean, McLeod says Pocahontas was an underage girl forced to marry a Brit to save her village, yet the Disney movie completely bastardizes and whitewashes the story for kids. I know, but it's the colors of the wind, McLeod.
That's why they're not doing a Pocahontas remake.
Yvonne here says, wow, now seen today, HWAD episode 69 is about to cuck. I didn't even realize it was episode 69. I didn't have a joke made for that. I was really pissed off at this whole thing.
We watched a giant dickhead for
I guess that makes a lot of sense. Son of a bitch must pay. My God. You guys.
Yeah, 69. And me and Matt, I'm uncomfortable all of a sudden. It's just me and Matt on the panel.
Brown chicken, brown cow.
No, I'm about to leave.
Brown
where
chicken,
Aunt Callie's
brown
freaking
cow.
me out because she's super. I don't even know where she's at.
Yeah, your dog hasn't really barked, and that is surprising.
No, I'm worried she found a way to the cat. I'm like, I see my other dog. Oh wait, she's laying in her dog bed. Oh, that's great.
All right, so Max's dog is okay.
She had a good weekend. Are you there? I'm running the show. Get your questions and super chats in. Oh, Matt?
Am I back?
Yeah, you're back.
All right, it cut it. Yeah, I got a solid hour and 51 minutes without it crapping out. So that's good. That's good for StreamYard. So all right, I should be back. Let me just get the one that I needed to get here, which is all right. Hold on. Okay. Well, do you want to watch this Warhammer thing?
Yeah. Listen, man. He is a great supporter of the show, so I don't always want to dip right before we watch 40K, because then it seems like, so I'm staying. Command Unit, I'm staying for you, brother. I think it also, is it his birthday or something?
Yeah. Okay, I told him like that I don't really want to do like long, because I keep getting copyright claims on these videos, and not from the Warhammer stuff, it's from like other stuff, but it's kind of like I'm trying to like keep it.
I'm staying here for you, Command Unit, because I don't want it to seem like I'm dipping. I'm going to bed. It's not a coincidence. It's it's not a coincidence that I dip out, but I'm staying for you, man. And then I'm gonna leave after.
Okay, real quick here, McLeod, I did see your $20 one. We'll get to that. After this, I just want to get through this, and then I want to get to that one specifically because it's more of a nuanced combo. And I just want to make sure we can get to that one. So let us check this one. Let me hold on, make sure it's actually up. There we go. Now it's up. All right. Wait, I always lose it. Okay.
Voices at night.
Mother of God. Is this not the right one? This is it says phase 1 on it. We have conquered the galaxy, but victory has blinded us.
Skulls.
Thousands of worlds have fallen to the enemy within.
Oh, this one has. Is this live action?
This says people. Yeah.
Cool.
No fortress, no weapon can protect you when the battle comes for your soul. Eternal war.
All traitors must be eliminated.
270-569. Millennium 41. I'm Lieutenant Zorf, commanding officer of Sector 5. Here are the remnants of the 5th Platoon. We've been cut off 6 weeks ago. I don't know why. Around us, the traitor forces are closing in. We're losing soldiers every day. Supplies are low. There's almost no water left. The rain has become toxic. I don't know if we can hold the line. There's been talk about people losing their minds. Soldiers claiming to hear voices at night. Whatever it is, I will do my best to maintain order. The Emperor protects.
Yeah, visually, it's really good.
Everybody get your positions. Keep your heads down. Your orders are as clear as can be. Hold the line. Can you do that? Yes, sir. For the Emperor. So I can wait.
The enemy doesn't wait.
In the end, only steel and iron will prevail. Flesh is weak.
Noriko, wait! Wait.
Rekka? I'm here with you. I'm right here. Put the gun down.
Whoa.
What was that?
I see something.
What do you see?
Fourth.
What do you see?
Jeez.
You're an asshole for it. I like you though. No, it's very interesting for a fan film. I'm hooked.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, Protoss, come on. Better than BBS.
Everything all right, sir?
Yes, go back to your position.
Sir, yes, sir. One more thing, sir. Sergeant Sanos has just left the bunker with a night patrol. He expects to be back from recon in the morning, sir.
Well, all right then.
So the sergeant left. Look at you. No one follows your orders anymore. I told you to keep your sweetheart close to us. Do you see it now? Only I know how to protect you. You had to do it. It was the only way to maintain order. And order is what is most important here.
Oh, so he killed her?
You will wake up the baby.
Oh, shit.
She didn't tell me anything. She never told me anything. So I didn't know, so it's okay. I didn't know. I didn't know because she didn't tell me. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
You can't win this war.
exactly what I needed.
Whoa! Whoa!
By the way, in case you were wondering, it's a boy.
Whoa!
Oh, wow.
Congratulations.
Remember, Inquisitor, no common soldier must know the truth. An open mind is like a gate unguarded. Take out all witnesses. We cannot afford to lose this well.
I know this demon strives for one thing only. To find out everyone's greatest fear, so that it can lay its eggs and watch its spawn devour us from the inside out. I will find and destroy this abomination.
Oh, that was interesting.
Yeah. Is it? Can you see if there's more on the channel? I'm not saying to watch it, but is there part 2 already, or
hold on, let me look.
Just in case someone wants to finish it?
Yeah.
I'm just curious myself.
Well, let's see. Hold on. This was called that channel. No. All right. Let me take a look here through.
Because there's some great fan films. Then you're like, wait for part 2, and that part 2 never comes. Oh, okay. Command Unit says part 2 is coming soon. Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
Even
Thanks,
though the what this came out like fucking 3 years ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, I understand. Like, it's gonna take a while to get to. I get that, but like, damn, like, that's like, it's like, you know what? We just do these. We do these movies, like, you know, whenever we can. 3 years, it's fine.
That's the next one after Delta. Thank me. Oh God. The comments section. Hope not. I hope not.
Oh my God. All right. And then I did want to, McLeod had dropped a $20 super chat earlier.
Okay.
I didn't think it was in line for that moment, but he says here, we have the same kind of BS here in Alberta as well, except there's people ranting about kids K through 4. I'm assuming kindergarten through 4th grade being forced into gay/trans sex ed, when in reality, it's just teaching kids that accepting of gay/trans people and classmates. Yeah, I know. God forbid you teach equality and acceptance, right? You know, it's like, well, you know, this person is different than you. That means, you know, you want to maybe learn more about them or let them do their thing. We don't want to kill them. You know, I'm just saying, it's absolutely ridiculous.
Right.
But that, of course, is it's just nuts, man. This whole thing, look, this thing is, because I don't want to go on for much longer than this, because I do want to chill out tonight. Is like, this is full on mask off. This is where these guys are, and I don't want to.
You don't even have to. I was thinking about like angles for my video. Like, you don't even have to prove he's Commandant anymore. It's pretty much, this is who he is. It's like, you don't even have to make a connection. It's just,
no. This was full on like Commandant type stuff. I mean, like, you know, here, I'll find the one that I'm pretty sure is the most bit shoot.
I haven't. I honestly gave up that quest because of the reaction I was getting from people. Like, they don't care. I was just like, all right. Because I was gonna see if he ever came back for other videos. I didn't.
Oh no, he's got more.
Yeah.
He has got a lot more, Max. Yeah, and he's got one recently about UFOs, by the way. Right? UFOs. Funny, doesn't he do a show about that kind of crap with Nerdrotic?
Well, Nerdrotic dropped him though, really. I mean, he barely does anything.
I don't know. Well, Nerdrotic I think wants to go more legit, and Doomcock is kind of an anchor. That's the thing. When it inevitably turns out that Doomcock has become like when this whole thing, because eventually it will come out. It always comes out. When it comes out, they're going to distance themselves from him. They're going to say like they've never agreed with his takes. You know, Jeremy's he's gonna pull back on he's gonna resort back to this.
If you believe Doomcock's rumors, that's great. I don't.
You know, he's gonna go back and say, "Oh, I never believed him. I never believed in any of it. Don't lump me in with that crowd. I'm not that crowd. I'm not that person."
It's just my viewers.
Yeah, it's just we share a lot of the same viewers, but don't do that. You know,
But don't call out toxic. They're not fans. Fans don't hate on everything constantly. That's not a fan. That's a troll.
Yeah, Kira here says this isn't a character or something. It's not a character. And this is who he really is. But just give a listen to let's do the first little bit of this one, not the whole thing. Just listen to it and see again. If you have never seen this, if you've never seen the Commandant on BitChute, see if you recognize something.
Well,
that
Mike, you might be careful playing some of this stuff.
Well, no, we're only planning to play the first like minute or two.
Okay.
Yeah. Very similar to Doomcock's intro, by the way.
Aliens and honorary aliens. The first shots have been fired, blood has been spilled, and territory captured. By every definition, we are at war. We are faced with an enemy that has openly declared its intention to extinguish our race, destroy our civilization, and erase
Oh,
our
civilization.
Yep.
Remember he said Western civilization?
Remember what?
He just said Western civilization in his video today.
Yeah. I mean, you know, like it again, this is totally him. It's just in my opinion. But yeah, let's keep going.
Enemy. They are as insane as they are inhuman. They are driven by self-loathing and the delusional dream of a communist utopia in which the Aryan race does not exist to remind them of their own genetic worthlessness. Like all parasites, they contribute nothing and have no place in the natural order. They must die so that you might live.
I don't know.
So that's the whole point. I mean, like, you guys get the idea there. I'm not going to go any further into that. All right. You guys get the point of that. It's like a racist Darth Vader, although one could argue that maybe he was. But it's just, I'm saying here that
Well, he didn't like sand people.
Geeks here says same. Yeah. Jeez. Wow, Max.
He didn't.
Fucking wow.
He took out everyone.
Wow. Come on. You trying to demonetize my channel? What's going on here? No, but Geeks here says same speech pattern, which is true. It is same speech pattern. Same hand gestures and everything.
Wait a second. Now what you're... No, I'm not saying any other race.
Max, I'm kidding.
I'm saying in Star Wars.
I'm kidding.
Oh, my God.
Don't take it so seriously.
I'm a little tired, but I got your joke. Oh, my God.
All right. Heavy Metal Guitarist asks, who was that in the video? Well, the theory, the working theory, the belief, the opinion is that it was Doomcock under the name Commandant over on BitChute. And Ben Bamboo here says, same guy, same verbiage, same goals, same end game, same wording, same setup, same talking over, pre-recorded hand movements that he just did. Because he just pre-records the video and then throws in the audio overward. Bradley here says the black sun flag and the lightning background are slightly similar. Well, the blacks, yeah. A little bit. So it's, I mean, again, it feels like it's proto Doomcock.
Well, I've heard his apologists even say, like, I think even, I don't want to say for a fact, because I think this is who said this. Doomcock, the guy behind he's even Jewish or something. That's what they say. I have no idea. Some apologists for him have said that. I have no idea why they even think that. They're just, they might just be throwing shit out there. I don't know, but I don't how all the stuff he spews, all the crap he says, all the dog whistling and political. I can't get it from there, but that's what they claim. I have no idea.
Yeah. And that, of course, is just where we
But
find
it-
ourselves.
Sorry, someone told me that a while ago when I was covering, and I'm like, okay, how do you know?
Yeah. How do you know he's like, what do you know about him? I mean, the thing is that we've heard that he gets drunk and opens up on his Discord. That's what we've heard. And one day someone is going to go in there and someone's going to record everything that he says, and they're going to put out a massive documentary on it. And it's going to be fascinating. Don't worry. That's not me saying I'm doing that, because it's not the case. I really don't care enough. Like I honest to God, try to avoid him, but this one was a bit over the top. I feel like this was worthwhile touching on. But then Bam Bamboo does say, even if it's not him, they're pushing the same shit. Makes no difference, which is true. Mr. Fahrenheit here says Doomcock equal Ethan Van Sciver. That's funny.
Actually, if EVS was Doomcock, he'd be more entertaining, honestly. He's an asshole, but he's more entertaining than
that is, yeah,
Doomcock.
okay. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see on that one. But all right, man. Well, hey, listen, I think that's going to be it for me, because it's almost midnight.
I'm getting a little weird myself.
Yeah. I just I didn't even want it to be over 2 hours tonight, but it was a longer video and it's worth breaking down. And it's a good conversation to have. And of course, I can't stay away from you guys. You guys know that.
Hey, Command Unit, let us know when the part 2 comes out.
Oh, I'm sure he'll be here. Let me know. Yeah, no, I agree with you, McLeod, here saying here that, like I said earlier with World War II, Doomcock is reaching full Nazi Hitler, and Goebbels with the dog whistling, great replacement propaganda. Oh yeah, I mean, look, Tucker Carlson came out with the great replacement theory. That's not new, but he was talking about that a couple weeks ago, and of course, that's the perfect time to jump in on that, because a lot of people are going to dive in and believe it. So obviously, this is something that more people do need to call out. I think Ketwalski did good journalism last year. I think Ketwalski dropped it, but then was hoping somebody was going to pick it up and run with it. Of course, that didn't happen. And people out there were relatively apathetic because Doomcock came out and said, I only have one YouTube channel. Well, this is on BitChute. So
Doomcock only has one YouTube channel.
Yes.
That's the one. That's what I was like.
That's right.
Out.
Doomcock said that. Yeah.
He could be telling you this, and he could be telling the truth, and still have another, because he's trying to stay in character.
I know. I get that. But as we kind of wind it down, if you guys are, wanting to help everything out, smack that like. We're getting close up to 70. We over 70, which is fantastic. Also, Miss Minutes, she demands it. And then I do want to give a quick shout out to my channel members. You guys are fantastic. Sorry I didn't do this in the beginning. I just kind of wanted to dive into it. I just wanted to get into the whole thing. But thank you everybody for being a channel member. And remember, this month we are giving away the Drunken Master 2 on Blu-ray is going to be what we're giving away this month.
But he already has 3 copies.
He does. He's H-Bars is the one who inspired this giveaway for this month.
Yeah.
And I will be shipping out to Shiny I'll be ordering it, the Howard the Duck 4K here tomorrow.
Yeah, Callie finally woke up. So that must be time to end the show.
Yeah, that's kind of how it goes, Max. Yeah, that's kind of how it goes. But when I start doing this as here's the thing, before I go, let's kind of give you guys a thought process here. So I do want to start putting Hollywood After Dark on iTunes and Spotify. I know John Campia does it, but he does it if you're a patron, you can get access to the show, the audio only version of the show, by being a patron. Bitch, I could just rip the audio of it myself. What the fuck ever. But anyway, neither here nor there. But it's a good way to kind of reach out and meet more people, expand over to more people. To do that, I definitely probably need to start lessening the time to cutting it off at a solid 90 minutes, preferably a little bit shorter.
Break the rules.
That's kind of been.
I mean, who says it has to be exactly the same time every?
Well, I say that I say that for a multitude of reasons. One, for uploading it, 3 hours is, I think 2 hours is the max, unless you want to cut the audio into multiple parts.
Well, Anthony, why don't you leave some more voicemails? Why don't you try that? Because I know you ask a lot. We love you, Anthony, but why don't you just leave some more voicemails with certain questions?
Yeah, I'll get to that. Yeah, I got to schedule a night for Collins and schedule a night to.
But your voicemails open a lot, though, right?
It's 24/7. Yeah. I have. I didn't check it today, so I do apologize for that one. But I wasn't. Again, this was kind of a last minute sort of thing. So. I'm pretty sure because here's the thing. Also, I've dropped the voicemail line and literally Anthony's the only guy who's called in. Like, I'm not even kidding you. So, yeah, pretty much Anthony at this point. So yeah, anyway, no, keep it the way that it is. It's fun, man, but it's just, it's a long time. Maybe 2 hours would be a max sort of thing. But it is doing that. We'll talk about that more later on. I just want to expand. So, now here's the thing. Philip here makes a great point. He says, the problem is you guys tend to go off for long tangents, which draw out the runtime. Tonight was absolutely true. I've been doing the
Are you saying you don't want me on the show, Sir Philip? Is that what you're saying?
Well, he's got his own show that runs like, yeah, but Max will fill it with like 8 people. Yeah. So it's like everyone trying to get in, to get on it. I will talk about Speed Racer, Command Unit. That is on my list.
That's a great movie.
I love that movie. That's a great one. I'm currently
just last good one, I think.
Yeah, Matrix. Actually, it's until Matrix
4 with Wachowski.
But yeah, just one Wachowski. Yeah, that would be good. But all right, everyone, thank you again for hanging out with us tonight. Remember to just say hi to someone you may or may not know. Just kind of interact with some people, touch some grass. Have a good holiday if you celebrate that.
Smoke it while you touch it.
You know what? That could be a TikTok challenge, by the way. So, all right, everyone, have yourself a great night.
That's a good one. Huh?
Thank you. Thanks again. Go sub to Max.
That's gonna be your next TikTok hit.
No.
What was the last one? Calling.
No. I do it on TikTok.
Smoke it while you touch it with Matt.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I know. Ben Bamboo's like, stay on these motherfuckers. It's like, look, I don't want to make it all the time, but man, I'm getting like, I feel like someone's got to call this shit out.
Time's up. Hashtag time's up.
Considering how many people were trying to defend McCarthy to me this last week, I feel like I really touched a nerve, and that was really funny.
You triggered them so bad,
because
they could not one of them argued the point. All of them brought up flagging and Matt Jarbo and Jeremy said, every time I think I have a bad day, I look in the mirror and realize I'm not Matt Jarbo. And I was like, yeah, right.
Yeah.
Your time's up, dude.
Hiding out in your pool house. But speaking of that, the last thing I'll say is this. We looked at Geeks and Gamers Social Blade, and the channel is on a downward trajectory. Like, a lot of channels are on a downward trajectory, to be fair. But the thing with his channel is he didn't even clear 1 million views last month.
Well, he's focused on D-Day Cobra again.
No, even that's died off, man. Like, it's just the sub count is not picked up. It's been dropping. He hasn't really hit.
He claims he's working on something really great for the future Geeks and Gamers, and sorry, there's not been as many content.
No, that's whatever. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on. No, it's, it really, what it boils down to is I think it's something to do with perhaps maybe like some of the D-Day Cobra election fraud stuff. He's been a little bit quieter since then. But then again, look, what was really great was, him saying that Shang-Chi was going to flop when it did the exact opposite. And, Well,
you don't know. There's things happening. Kennel and Jeremy live pretty close to each other now.
I saw that. I saw that floating around. I saw your retweet of that today. So yeah, I know. Kennel left San Diego, right?
He sold out like a mother.
He moved to San Diego. Or he left San Diego, which I lived there for a long time. I love San Diego. He left San Diego to go to fucking Floribama, right? Because that's where Jeremy's at. Jeremy's in Pensacola. Pensacola's Floribama. It is just like not a lot of education, probably cheap ass housing, but that's kind of the whole point. Is like, that's why he moved out there to be next to Jeremy, because it's probably cheaper living than San Diego, but still.
What are they going to do when they do the exact same take in the same room? You're going to see.
I don't know. They're going to touch tips. They're going to touch tips.
Well, I'd pay for that.
Ew, gross. Anyway, McLeod here finally says, forced adversity is interesting having a convo with you. Yeah, I saw his video. I saw you link that, or someone linked that. That might have been you.
Oh, I want to talk to him.
So, yeah, he mentioned me in like his stream, but like only for like a minute and then moved on. It was pretty funny. But no, I'd be okay to talk with him. So, no, I know, Tim. I know it doesn't really matter. Sub count is Patreon and members. I get that. Plus super chat. No. I totally understand that. But Jeremy lives and breathes by like how many views you get. That's his constant defense. Like, well, look how many views I get. And it's like, okay, and that's not an argument, but that's what he uses for the argument. That's why all of them use what happened to me 3 years ago as an argument.
Not one of them came back with an actual response to the accusation. Not one. Look at all the responses to it, and everyone just like, oh yeah, we know, but it's Matt Jarbo though.
Oh yeah, I know. But here's the thing with this though, right? Here's the thing with this. I'm still here. I haven't gone anywhere.
Right.
I've been streaming pretty frequently. I've been building up the audience. To be fair, and this is completely a thank you. You guys have helped support in a way that's allowed me to significantly reduce the amount of time I need to drive, which saves my car on a lot of wear and tear, and spend more time with my family, which is great. I get to come here and do this. And then, you know what? We get to talk about movies, and tonight was kind of a special night. I'll fully admit, but it's, it is what it is. And then I like doing the shorts. They're fun. And they actually
those shorts are doing good.
Shorts are pretty funny. Yeah. So we'll have to get, we'll have to get Force Adversity on. I do need to find somebody to help me reach out to some of these people, really, because I just don't ever think about it when I need to. So having help on that front would be good to kind of set up interviews. I need a producer. I'm not even going to lie. And so, and I'll really
do it. I volunteer.
All right. Well, I'll bug you then about it. Jess here says, I've been here since the beginning from the old Mundane Matt days. Well, I appreciate that, Jess. Thank you very much. Protoss here says, Matt's not going anywhere. He's on the rebound. He's doing great. Now I'm doing really good.
Yeah.
I'm doing really good. And the truth of the matter is, I'm not going to ever let those people try to shame me ever. So if they've got problems, they can actually address them, but they won't in a way that's going to be constructive, which is why they run and hide. And that of course is why they brought up that. Okay, just Max, clarify this, please. So Jeremy tweeted out that when he was going on your stream and I had to bail, and he's trying to use it to say that I was running, but didn't I say beforehand that I was mobile, I was working, and I couldn't stay long?
Right.
So it's oftentimes
and you came on to talk about movie talk at that time, not What happened was another person that follows Jeremy came on the show and turned it towards Jeremy. Of course, I talk about Jeremy a lot, but that I don't think we were talking about it on that stream. You were on to talk about something else. He brought up stuff, and then he tried to bait you. It was his plan, but basically at that time, you were heavily into your other job, and you lose signal a lot, and it wasn't a good time to debate him, really. Anyway.
Yeah, I was on my phone and I was making food deliveries and I had to work. And I even think that day I forgot my charger, if I'm being honest with you, because sometimes that happens.
Don't even worry about that.
No, it's just, I just find that it's so funny though, because that's all they have as a go-to. That's all they've got. And it's that's nothing. That's legitimately less than nothing. It's oh, you ran from Jeremy. I'm all I'm free right now. Mm-hmm. What are you doing? Let's set it up. I'm free. I'll go to you. I don't care. You can come here. I don't care. But this is the whole thing is the Fandom Menace. They realize that they've tied themselves to very shitty people, and it's going to come out, and it's going to come out in a way that's going to be very embarrassing for all of them. So they want to start distancing themselves from those shitty people, which is basically Doomcock. So
I'm guessing.
Yeah. Anyway, here, hold on. Bradley says here, that guy said Matt called him a liar, and that's why he went on, I think. Well, I called Jeremy a liar? Yeah, because Jeremy is a liar. That's all it is. So there's that. But anyway, guys, all right. Thank you all very much. I'm going to go. I'm going to go. It's midnight Pacific Standard here. So anyway, thank you all for another great night on Hollywood After Dark. Thanks again, Max, for coming on and hanging out. And we need to call out bullshit wherever you see it, because it's time to kind of, they talk about taking culture back. How about we stop the proliferation of bad bullshit? That might help save a bit of nonsense.
Or get the politics out of fandom.
There's too much money in it, man. There's too much money in it.
They have the agenda more than Kathy ever did.
Oh yeah. I know.
They have the agenda, the grift.
It's like I said to Justin Proper one night. Why do you hate women? He did not like that. All right, guys. We'll see you later. Have a good one.